intro music. Turn everybody on because they like to be turned on.
Chuck, just my luck. Ain't like Wilson, he ain't no cook. Praise God.
I love this song.
Talcott, 12-inch rod. Stick it to Imperious. Lay down the law, not grift no state. Has seen better days, but I like to compete. So now, what can I say? Chuck, don't give a fuck. If you're in the family, he'll show you love. Now, oh no, say it ain't so. Come on now, go. Don't take it slow. Hit us with the banjo. G.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
How y'all doing tonight?
Got ourselves a hootenanny.
Hootenanny.
What do you call it when a hooker trips falling down the street? A hoedown.
Oh, but is she a hoe?
Yes. I'm sorry.
You would say no so that it would be okay.
Yes, sir.
But you would pay her when she leaves.
I'm trying to get out of this mind block that I've got, and it's a little hard, but I'm trying.
What's the word, Bird?
Well, when I see somebody proclaiming sobriety and start their stream higher than a freaking kite, I just have trouble with that.
I dig it. But allow me.
To me personally, go ahead. Thank you, sir.
I can clarify that a little bit. And we talked about this before. You don't really
yes, we
buy
did.
into what I'm saying, but I am an addict to opiates. I used to take other stuff, but they were never what I was, addicted to. It was opiates. You can say I'm addicted to alcohol. I haven't drank since the last, I don't even know when. Y'all probably know
this
the last
morning.
time I drank. No.
I
really don't drink every day. It's not a thing that I do. I'm a binge drinker. I'll drink everything in the house when I start drinking, but I won't start drinking until I want to, right?
Correct.
Different things make me want to. Now, yes, I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not one of those functional alcoholics. Right. So like when I start drinking, I'll take all my shit, my keys, my wallet and everything, and I'll put them up. They're no longer, I don't make decisions. I tell my kids I'm not an adult tonight, and I go fuck off and get drunk.
I just want to show people that I'm definitely drinking coffee. Espresso.
You go, girl. Damn. Hardcore.
But anyway, continue with your explanation, sir.
So, seeing me drink doesn't mean I'm not clean, because I can take or leave alcohol. I've done it before. I can do it again. And I know this. Opiates are a whole nother fucking ball game. I had an addiction to opiates due to a lack of self-control, right? That's the problem. So with you, it might be alcohol. With them, it might be opiates, or it might be benzos, or it might be something else. Do you consider weed to be equivalent to meth?
Only if you use it to the extent that you're doing a mind-altering substance. Any mind-altering substance in my book.
So SSRIs.
Any mind-altering substance.
Caffeine.
I don't believe that is a mind-altering substance.
It is. Notice that.
Yes,
Not to the extent of alcohol or heroin or benzos. And I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just saying I don't achieve a mortal buzz. I don't leave my mind. I don't hallucinate. I don't
Okay.
make shit up when I
When
drink
people
coffee.
smoke weed, the first time it freaks them out. They smoke weed the second, third time it might freak them out. When you smoke weed every day, if you're a person who can,
I'm allergic,
it
unfortunately.
doesn't.
It actually makes you better if you smoke it every
Well,
day.
Hold on. It depends on your
call
brain chemistry.
bullshit.
No, it depends on your brain chemistry. Like, for instance, my brother gets legitimate weed psychosis. If he smokes a joint, this is really weird. I've never understood why it works the way it does, but he'll smoke a joint. He'll be slilly, dopey, slappy for 3 or 4 hours, and then he gets paranoid and sneaks off, and the next thing you know, he's in a full-blown psychotic break out there hiding in the freaking corn and shit.
Okay, I can understand that then.
That is not normal. That is brain chemistry being a problem, right? In my case, I am an absolute savage asshole all the time. And when I smoke weed, I can allow y'all to speak and be stupid and not say anything about it.
Right. And I'm not
It's
down
different for different people. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm not coming down on anybody. I understand there may be some medical benefits to any substance out there, because I'm no doctor. I can't make that claim. But when you want to, we'll call it a normal person, whatever the hell that is, because I sure the fuck don't know. But when a normal person is ingesting a substance to achieve euphoria, escapism, to me, that's not sober. I hope I said that where it made sense.
Well, see, here's the issue, Chuck, right? And by definition, coffee, sugar, caffeine, caffeine is coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, caffeine and sugar are actually the worst drugs out there.
I'm not buying it.
Well, that they are. You don't have to buy it. It's a fact.
I mean, with the amount of sugar-free substances that we have today, because I drink Gatorade Zero and the hell up. My tea is not decaffeinated. Oh, my only vice is my coffee, but I'm not achieving it. Okay, but
tobacco is also a drug. Nicotine.
I see that is a cop out.
If you believe that is not mind altering, quit.
Believe it or not, I did in 2013. And then when I burned my house down, I said, bring them on.
And that's
I'm not perfect, and I'm not trying to put anybody down. But how does caffeine or a cigarette compare to other substances?
Well, caffeine is different. Let's step off of caffeine right quick. Caffeine was once used as a pest. In fact, I think it may still be used. I think they use nicotine now, but it was once used as a pest control method.
Insecticide,
but not insecticide, but pest repellent.
Ah, okay.
And that's the thing, right? So looking at here's the thing about sugar and nicotine, right? And the mind alteringness of it, right? It does alter your mind and your state of being. It does not release the endorphins that, say, meth or crack does. But we as a civilization at one time, when these things were scarce, did wage war over them. Yep. There was a historical violence for them.
Yeah.
And the thing that nicotine does, nicotine is a stimulant, but over prolonged use, it weakens your blood vessels. It thins them out, makes you more susceptible to bleeding. sugar makes you gain weight, makes you susceptible to diabetes, makes you susceptible. Here's the biggest issue, right? We don't want to see things that affect the body more than the mood as drugs until we deal with the problems associated with how they affect our body. And then people want to be like, oh shit, that is just as bad as meth and heroin if you do it for 20 years. Right? I know meth heads that can fucking do a hot rail or hit a pipe and hit chill on stream like you're smoking that cigarette, Chuck.
Yup.
I had to look up hot rail a while back.
You're not the only one.
Somebody kept using that term, and I'm like, I don't have a clue what the fuck they're talking about. Let me look it up.
If I'm not mistaken, a hot rail is when one takes a torch to a piece of tubular glass and does
Good Lord.
Then proceeds to do a perfectly normal rail through the hot glass. I do not advise that drugs are bad, kids.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree. Okay.
Bruh. I don't even want to get started down that road. We're not doing that. We're not having those conversations. We're doing something totally different.
Let's make a ball out of her vagina.
Here's the thing about sugar. Sugar fools your body into thinking that you found fruit.
Yeah. And then people that say that the people that talk about the natural sugars in fruit, as somebody that eats a shit ton of fruit,
is that called
you can tell
pectin? Is pectin the natural sugar in fruit?
Pectins are a gelatin type thing.
Oh, okay.
They're involved in jellying stuff.
I told you I'm not the brightest twig on the tree.
You've got sucrose, fructose. What's the other one?
You want to hear something crazy? You know the little pink packet of sugar or sugar substitute. What the hell? Sweet and Low.
Yeah.
They'll probably come after me for this. I worked in a plant where we converted raw coal. We cooked it in the oven and made big chunks, and we called it coke. And all the residue was a hideous byproduct.
Yeah.
But one of the elements that we produced was used to make Sweet and Low. That's why rats develop cancer in the lab from it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Sweet and Low and most sugar alternatives are chemically worse for you than sugar. They're just not drugs like sugar.
Jeff, how you doing, sir, my friend? And I'm not trying to be anybody's arbiter of what's right and what's wrong. I'm trying to understand is all I'm after, because I don't want to be this judgmental prick that I can be, that I used to be, and I don't want to become that fella again.
Well, Chuck, name and shame. Who was it that was going live drunk?
Not drunk. High.
Was it me? Okay,
no.
That was definitely me. Definitely me. Wait, no?
JT.
I don't know who JT is.
Jack Tucker.
Oh.
I'm name dropping, so if somebody wants to get him over here, that's fine. Since I'm blocked, somebody else will have to do it. Because I had invited him over here before because I was interested to hear his story so I could try to understand. Because the more I understand, the more I may be used to somebody else. I hope that makes sense. All this college degree and shit, and I confuse myself sometimes.
It's okay, Chuck. We all do that. You confuse all of us.
Now, Imperius shows up, we might have to clap that ass, but other than that, no, I'm just kidding.
He says
Yeah.
he's just kidding, but
Let's see. God damn it. My eyes are terrible on this phone. Chuck, I remember when I heard you talking about weed psychosis for the first time with Lauren. 2 days later, a video showed up in my logarithm. A mom telling her story of her son's experience. I saved the link for you. Awesome, Donna. You can post it if you want. I just have to get one of these other gentlemen to handle it because my computer, as y'all saw earlier on OG, thought I had it going, but it didn't. It decided to shit on me. And for some reason, a laptop is so much more expensive than a desktop. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, I mean, I'm just fascinated by these things because of what I went through and what I experienced. I mean, I realized I was a hardcore case. And I'm just trying to understand so I can understand other people better. So I took that down. And yeah, I gotta give the keys out. I just figured out how to do it. But you can't do it once you're live, so I have to wait.
You can. It's just that it's
You
very
can.
difficult without a computer because you have to go to your desk, your what is it called, dashboard of your StreamYard and do it through your
Yes.
accounting. You can't do it from inside the studio.
and then the person you give them to have to leave and come back
Right.
after accepting them in their email.
Yeah, they have to do a reset in order for it to activate, and then they gotta wait for the permission to come back before you can do anything.
It doesn't take very long. Once it's set up to do, you just pop out, click the things, pop back in. It takes about 5 minutes or so. It might take longer to do it on a phone if you're doing it with a phone because
Well, over at OG, you saw my computer said "fuck you" again. So I about give up on that son bitch. Kind of like a worthless girlfriend, you know. No head, no booty. What good is she? I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding.
Nah, man, you've never smoked biggest facts in your life, Chuck. Biggest facts of your life. You spoke the biggest facts in your life there.
I do. I try. I was grateful to Brick and Sasquatch the other night when we had an intoxicated gentleman join us.
Yeah, I think he was drunk again tonight too.
God Soldier?
No, Austin Murphy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you're better man. You're a better man than me. I can't deal with people who are drunk.
He seems very angry about everything.
I had never heard of weed psychosis before, and my brother was the pothead. We used to have a saying. I'm a little bit younger than y'all, but we used to have a saying. You know, he took a trip and didn't even leave the farm. And most of the time when that was said, that was an individual that had a little bit too much LSD. Or the same was true for, if you all ever heard the terminology, wet brain. Those are interesting people to deal with. And then, hey, what's up, Miss Lindsay? You're more than welcome to come up. I'm not prejudiced. I hate everybody equally.
Boo. Boo.
She had no idea what was going on with him because he was doing so much more than someone who just smoked weed. but he swore over and over he only smoked weed. And yes, I can understand that, Donna. Unfortunately, I was one of those individuals that if I tried to ascertain a high from that little magical cigarette, I would get physically ill. I couldn't do it. My body would rebuke that shit. Now you give it some alcohol, that's a different story. We're off to the races. And really, I'm trying to make this channel a place where people can come and maybe get a little hope in their life. Because it seems to me there's so much negativity in society that, and I don't claim I can change anybody. The only person I can change is myself. But if I can help somebody else along the way, or you can help somebody, or Sasquatch can help somebody, then we've done something. We've accomplished something. Because to me, helping another individual achieve a better life is far more greater than a dollar.
If I know if you live one more day, you know, there's a reason why it's called trying to quit. It's because it's very hard.
Trying.
It's difficult. Not just anybody can wake up tomorrow and decide, hey, I'm going to get clean of all my vices. And most people fail because that's exactly what they try to do is get clean of all their vices. And my advice to people in that situation, being a polysubstance abuser myself, don't try to cold turkey all of that shit at the same time. You gotta pick your battles, right?
When I quit drinking, I made that fatal mistake. Just what you said. I tried to quit all of them at the same time. Oh, that was a disaster.
Well, I did the same thing. I did succeed, but it was far, far worse than it needed to be. And most of it was worse because I did not realize the level of addiction that benzos can put on you.
Yep.
And so when I started having seizures and stuff, I assumed it was my opiate addiction, you know, because that'll happen too. It was only like a few weeks after I'd like mostly gotten clean where I was pretty sure I was going to shake this so far at least. And I went back and was looking over the stuff that I was getting clean from and realized that, holy shit, benzos and Xannies can take you like 6 freaking weeks to get clear of that shit.
Well, with everybody in this community's help, I plan to what's the word I'm looking for? Take on a new battle. One step at a time, one item. And I'll never be perfect because the only perfect guy that I even read in history was able to walk on water. And I got a half-acre pond, and I go out there periodically and I attempt to walk across said pond, and I get wet. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, he's got the trick, and we don't. Absolutely true.
Got to push the enter button. That's stupid. But no, I want this to be a place, no matter who they are, no matter what their issues or non-issues, that they can feel like that they walked home, that they walked into a home that welcomes them. Because I've worked with, I say hundreds, it's probably thousands of alcoholics in my sobriety. And when I first started working with another alcoholic, I used to come home and cry because I felt like a failure. because they were still drinking. And it took me a while to realize that I can't make another individual do nothing. All I can do is share how my life has changed and make suggestions. It's up to them
Right.
to reach up and grab that hand or start walking up that ladder out of that pit that they dug for themselves.
Well, there's a reason
And
they call it rock bottom.
huh, that's a fact. But when I hit rock bottom, I went and got an excavator. See if I can get any deeper.
Most of us do. I use some detonite on my bedrock. I did damage, and I did damage to people I'd love and care about, and I knew I was doing damage, but I had less control over that than I did, on anything else in my life, to be honest.
Oh, I would love to see you up here, Jeff. It's been a long time since I've seen you. And I'm not here to point fingers at anybody to lay blame, because there's what's that old saying? Every time you point a finger at somebody else, you got them three pointing back at you. I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that also goes into the idea that most people who are either angry or vindictive, or however you want to put that, they blame other people for things that they themselves are guilty of. It's the basest form of projection.
Yep.
It's why you have some people on YouTube running around accusing people of horrible things and never having any evidence to prove it, and they just believe that because that's how they think, and therefore you must think that way because that's normal, right?
Most of that shit is just people who used to be friends talking shit on each other, in my experience. See, I have a different experience. Like, I don't.
Sure.
And I feel bad, and like I don't know if I should come on these panels because I can't handle addicts who are currently going in the throes of addiction, because it's like depression, right? Like, yep. I've said this before. I won't talk about my problems with very many people. You're an exception, Chuck, and I've talked to Sasquatch about one way long time ago.
Well, in private is different than I'm not.
Oh no, even in private, right? Most of the time, I will bitch about my problems and vent, and I won't actually go into detail about them because the only person that can fix my problems are me. Only when it's really fucking bad and I have no idea what to do, and I don't want to talk to somebody about it, or I want to talk to somebody about it that's been around or that may have lived a similar lifestyle and have a similar mindset that may, and that mindset may be negative. So I need somebody who's been around and knows how to deal with it. By and large, I don't talk about my problems because my problems are my own and only I can fix them. The thing is, when I see someone like Austin Murphy, who was on the wagon, who gets off the wagon and then wants to be argumentative and angry, you know how depressed I have been the past when I stopped streaming.
Yes,
you know what's been going on with the internet stuff and with my mom for the most part.
Yes, sir.
And I would not be angry towards people because of those problems. And even when I'm depressed, I try my best to not talk about certain activities or things, because my solution when I am dealt with somebody that is just in the depravity of depression, who cannot get out of it. And I've done this to an old friend, so I'm not a very good friend. I've had to grow, but this person was a piece of shit anyway. And they were they were chronically depressed throughout their entire life.
You did say comically, which that was kind of funny.
I like that.
No, it was so sad it was comical, man. Because no matter what you did to try to help this person, oh no, that won't work. This won't do that.
Exactly. They fought you every step of the way.
Yeah. And one day we were just sitting there, it was just us, and he was bitching at me about how I'm fat and I can talk to pretty girls and he's got money and he's depressed and da 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 da. And I'm like, have you tried not being depressed? It's like I can't help that. I was like, don't put that on them. Don't put that on people. Don't let
Right.
that be the opening talking point.
Yeah,
And
because you're there to build them up, not push them down further.
well, he was the type of guy that when he looks in your cup, he's trying to see how much you have, not trying to see if you
Mm,
have enough. And it took a long time for me to figure that out because in this conversation kind of solidified it in the things he was saying and bitching about with me and other people. And it got to the point where I just unholstered my pistol, slid it across the table, and said, I'm going to walk out of that door, and either you're never going to talk to me about this shit again,
or
I'm
you're
going to have
going
to
to eat
call,
it.
or I'm going to have to walk in here and call 911. And he just started
Yep.
bubbling like a fucking baby. I stood up, turned around, walked away. He picked it up like he was going to do something. I waited 30 minutes. I come in there, he's just fucking holding it, crying.
Yep.
And that's how I deal with situations with and men and women. Because the reason that I'm grumpy towards women, I'm like, women don't have accountability, is I've seen in this society that nobody is forced to fix their problems head on.
Yeah.
Unless
can't-
you don't like somebody. Unless you don't like somebody, then you'll try to force them to do.
But force never works. That's the problem. I don't know how many court appointed people that we got that came in, sat there, didn't want to listen to our babble, but they'd sit there the whole hour and then ask to get their paper signed. And we had a rule, we would only sign it if they stayed there for an hour.
Yes, that is there was a big stink about that in one of our AA groups, and I waited till after everybody left, and they looked at me. It's like, "Are you just here to get your papers signed?" I said, "No, I want to talk to you about signing these papers. What do you want to talk about? Do you want people to come to AA, or do you not want people to come to AA? What do you mean?" I'm of the opinion that any reason at all that brings them through that door, I don't care if they show up just for the coffee that we put together. I don't
Damn
care if
right.
they're just here to get a handful of creamers to
Preach
stick
it,
in their
brother,
pocket and
preach
take
it.
home, right? If they show up, they might hear something that helps, and that's what the whole system is about. The whole
Yeah,
thing.
and I'm not claiming it's the only answer. But all I can do is what do they call it? Anecdotal evidence.
Yeah.
I can only share what it did for me.
Well, the people that want to make change and have change, we have to have these systems because you do need a support network in almost anything you do as a human. And that's where people fuck up. It's not just addiction, it's anything you do. You need a support network, whether it be friends, associates, or family. And my issue with this is most people don't really want to change it. They just don't want to be perceived as bad people.
They want to bitch about it. You
Kinda
made
sort of.
me do this.
They want validation. They want to make their own decisions, and then you validate that decision whether you agree with it or not. That's not me.
No, that's not me either. We
So
saw that the other night.
That is the truth, and that is the truth right there. Because the minute you you stop validating people in real life and on the internet, you might as well be dead to them. The minute you tell them they're responsible for their own actions and they're responsible for what happens to them as a repercussion of those actions, either they try to convince you that you're wrong, that they're perfect, and that it's just somebody's out to get them, or just they don't want to change. And if people don't want to change, they're not going to.
And this is just me. This ain't directed at nobody else. This is just my limit. You know, you got to have boundaries. You got to put up boundaries. I will help anybody I can, provided they're not the victim. If you can tell me with your whole chest that you did this to yourself, you victimized yourself, right? Then we can work together. We can talk. I'll take you to the meetings. I might sit in there. I might sit outside, smoke cigarettes, and play fucking Candy Crush on my phone. Right? I'm not
Yep.
here for me. I'm here for you. That being said, I can't help a victim because a victim who is victimizing themselves is going to do nothing but take the help I grant and use it to victimize themselves more.
And it happens every single time, man and woman.
Unless they're not the victim. Once they realize that the only thing they're a victim of is themselves, then they're accepting fault. You can actually work through some of that.
I don't know if anybody can see it, but I just put up a little banner. It says, if you need help and have no other avenue, please call 988. It's free. And I've told some of my... What?
I used to do a back... Oh, wow. That was years ago when I was doing my Sasquatch Shield stuff at the very beginning. I would have the... what was it called? Emergency help hotline number across the bottom for, self-deletion awareness type thing. It was something, it was a byproduct of one of the guests I had on, and he was real big into the mental health game and all that stuff, and he kept it up on his channel. And so when I did his show, I just copied his and put it up at the bottom of mine, just kind of as a cheeky monkey kind of thing. And he noticed it and was like, that's killer. Went on with what he was doing. That thing sat there for probably 2 years before I changed it to anything else.
Oh, bless your heart.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad. Like,
Pardon me.
people are afraid, right? As a gun owner and a gun nut, right? I'm afraid to reach out when I feel that way because that's the first thing they'll target. Other people have different reasons. Some people, it's a social thing. They don't want to be seen as weak, or they don't want people to know how bad it is, but they need some type of help. And that's the shitty thing about it, is people just aren't comfortable reaching out for help. And I understand that the way I deal with things do not help that, but there's nuance to it, right? Most people deal with people who don't want help. They just want validation and to be able to be a victim and pat it on the head saying it's not your fault, you're a victim of circumstance. And that's why people get tired.
Chances are it is your fault, though. When it comes to substance abuse, I did that. Yeah, sure. I broke my hip. I broke my back. I was in the hospital for weeks, and I got strung out on every drug known to man while in there, and they were all very good. But that's not what made me a junkie. What made me a junkie was that I could not control myself and take the medication as medication. I took more of it than I was supposed to. And yes, I was in pain. That does not excuse it.
100%.
And I could sit here and tell you the horror stories that I went through going to all my different physical rehabilitation
detox
stuff. And no, I never went to rehab like that. I'm talking about physical rehab, like trying to use my leg again, being able to move my shoulder again, that kind of stuff. Some of those people are fucking evil. They're terrible people, and they're just bad. They should never have been involved in the job. What up, bud? In the first
Someone
place.
said hot rail.
Yeah. That happened.
Yeah, a few times. Did you bring one?
I'm not allowed to have them anymore.
Do not answer that question, sir. As your fake internet Sasquatch lawyer, that should be a sitcom, bro. That should be on Cartoon Network. Fake internet Sasquatch lawyer.
I just like the stop talking bit.
10th man off. What did you say, OG? I'm sorry, I overtalked you.
I like that bit I played at the end of the show with that guy, that TJ guy reminded me of the Rigby. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Oh well, Flo's used to that.
I don't know I don't know the reference.
What's the name of What's the name of that damn cartoon? Mr. Was it Mr. Gumball? It's not Mr. Gumball.
Oh, that's
No.
one for World of Gumball. The one I played was regular show.
The regular show, right?
Stop talking.
Yeah. I get on here and I tell some of these stories about my life, and people laugh and think it's funny, and that maybe it didn't happen. But the things I share did happen. And I share it hoping that somebody maybe gets something from it. Because nobody has to live it down there by themselves if we can become better people.
Well, we do. Or that is that they do. We do as addicts. We are stuck in that loop until we can break the loop. Most, I would say 99% of people can't break the loop without exterior help. Whether it's your daughter coming telling you something, or your wife sitting you down, or a literal intervention, there has to be a step by which you separate, like I said, from the victimhood status. Part of being a junkie is being a victim. The doctor.
Same with an alcoholic.
The pain made me do it. The this, the that, the other.
My wife bitches at me all day long. That was my favorite.
Part of that is the defendant mindset, right? You have to have if you're at sentencing, right? And you say, well, I just wanted to get high, right? Like, now you're getting the max because you're just being a douchebag. So there's kind of the legalization puts a culture in place of the victim mindset, and then it's reinforced in rehabs and shit.
Yeah, because it's automatically they don't sit the person down to figure out what they need. They just come up with a generic. You're going to this rehab.
I got kicked out of the first rehab I went to for saying I didn't have a drug problem. I had a cop problem.
I bet.
Bro.
I was
Dude, I'm gonna tell you. There was at least one person sitting behind
not wrong. My bad, Sasquatch.
There was at least one person sitting behind that desk over there after you got kicked out that looked around and been like, now who the fuck are we helping doing that? We ain't helping that man. We ain't helping nobody else either.
Yeah, and that's another thing that pisses me off. Is it's the same with AA or any of these rehabilitation places. Are they in it for the good, or are they in it for the buck? Makes a big difference.
Fuck yeah.
Because,
I mean, I don't know that I disagree. I mean, if you can get something, because everybody gets something out of it, right? If you get community out of it, if you get a replacement sort of obsession out of it, whatever, right? Like, it seems like AA NA, they become church for people, right? It becomes a community. It becomes a spirituality, right? Like, so nobody does anything without getting something out of it. I don't think that money is a necessarily more devious or less virtuous benefit than other benefits.
And that's what I was just talking about earlier, trying to get all viewpoints to try to expand my thinking. So I do appreciate the input.
And you're not wrong.
Go ahead.
There are some people who do this stuff maliciously. And here's the worst part, Ari. And I'm not going to name names because, life sucks and we deal with it as well as we can. But we had a place down here opened up. It was a AANA extreme level clinic where you come in and if you were an NA, they would give you the clinic dose that you're supposed to get, and then you spend like an hour or two doing the AA thing, and it was kind of a weird little clusterfuck of strangeness going on, right? Turned out that the 3 guys who were running the joint and their wives were all strung out on the drugs from the clinic. Right?
Yep.
None of this was
Yep.
above board. The entire fucking thing was entirely designed to get them paid and keep them screwed up.
Can I
And
work
as a
there
by-
somehow or something, please?
No, it got shut down. But as a byproduct of this, you had a mountain of hardcore junkies that were out there short on their clinic doses. And what do you reckon that did?
Been there, done that, seen that. I used to bring guys to my house and provide them alcohol during the night.
We don't need to know all that, Chuck. Now hold up, now hold
Now
up.
drink some of this juice, El Perro, Hurricane.
And I'll send you a pic.
It makes it go
Ew.
down easier.
I
You'll
didn't
be in
say
it.
a word about that. Is there such a
Oh,
group
it's so
called-
nice of you guys to turn
Dicks?
gay to make me feel at home.
Is there such a thing as Dicks Anonymous?
Yeah, they're gonna do it in Colorado now.
It's called
Conversion therapy.
OnlyFans.
Ooh,
Welcome to the show, Tent.
stop! I made Rizla lose his mind again
Who?
from chat.
Who?
Rizla
Oh,
from
oh,
chat.
that- you don't get to brag about that. That's not hard to do.
No, I wasn't trying to. That's why I forgot why I stopped going to his streams and chatting. And then I started commenting, and he was giving like a thumbs up and stuff. And then I went there, and then he started flipping out again. And I'm like, and
Yep.
they started talking about how much he was drinking, and I'm like, I want to drink. And then I said, and I just left. That was a while ago. And then I was gonna watch Taken, but then I saw you were live, so I came here.
That's a bit of skills.
But that, yeah, wow.
This is how Katie's trying to break my habit of chain smoking.
Sunflower seeds.
Yeah. Hold on.
Pistachios.
Oh yeah.
You know, that
Oh,
is one of
those
the
are
worst
gross.
fruits on the planet.
What?
That is one of the worst crops grown anywhere.
What do you mean worst?
It takes, first of all, they're poisonous. Second of all, it takes more water to make pistachios than it
poisonous.
does corn. They are poisonous, bro. The reason they're cracked open and colored is because they have to dry them out, bake them, leach them, and cleanse them so that they don't have, like, what is it, arsenic or cyanide in it? I can't remember.
They're the best nut.
That's what she said.
No, you want the best nut? I'll show
No,
you.
that redhead
Christ.
video that I play is the best nut.
That woman is a skank with a capital S.
Yeah. Do you want 72 virgins or 72 sluts who know what they're doing?
I mean, like Seth
He's got a
said, I can
point.
They'll become
smell
sluts.
her down the road.
Yeah, I'll teach them.
They will learn.
But ain't those
I lost a
pistachios?
pistachio.
Is that the ones they get out of the pig shit
That's shrooms.
or no? Oh, no, that's a
Truffles?
cow, ain't it?
Oh, you mean magic mushrooms?
That's from a cow, right?
Yeah, magic mushrooms. Yeah.
I thought there was a nut or something that they got from pig manure.
So are you telling me my healthy snack is not healthy?
It's healthy
Well, if
for
they
you.
wa-
It's not healthy
If
for
they
the
washed
planet.
if they washed the shit off of it, you'd be all right.
I don't know nothing about what
California.
he's.
Go ahead.
I just don't know nothing about what he's talking about, but I can tell you that if you're gonna eat a lot of nuts, pause. Yeah,
I don't want you to finish that sentence.
you have to burn off the fat. Nuts are very high in fat.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I sleep
So-
sometimes.
No, I mean like, if you, I know
You can work up the gumption.
you gotta, but they're good for you. A lot of fiber, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, I wanted to cry earlier. That's why I got a late start. Is I had to go to Walmart and do grocery shopping 5 bills later, I was like, mother fuck me. Expensive.
That's a lot of my super chat money that you're spending there, Chuck. All my cigarette, a lot of cigarette money that you just wasted on food.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, they do like to eat, you know.
I
And
mean,
it's,
does Dusty look like he cares? I mean, how is he going to afford his pistachios?
well,
I'm all
yeah,
out of that
that's-
I'm all out of Pellegrino. My bougie,
Pellegrino? What the hell is that?
that French carbonated water.
Oh, that's right. You're bougie.
Mm-hmm. I still have some go. I'm a cross between bougie and Five because I also have Captain Crunch and Go-Gurt.
I tried to find some of those wax coated cheese things, but they didn't have any.
Yes, they do. It's
Baby
up front by the
Bells.
deli. It's by the deli. It's not.
it's
It's
in
in
the
the front of
It's
Walmart.
not
by
in the
deli.
cheese bucket. It's it's next to the sandwich.
You know
bucket.
you know how big the deli at our Walmart is now? It's 5 foot.
Miss
Like-
Donna
That's it.
sent me. Miss Donna sent me those videos, by the way. If you want to watch them.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. Give me 1 second. Let me get these fat fingers working. I
I'm
don't
only
see
here
it
till
back
my
there.
husband comes to get me. Sorry, I'm only here till my husband comes to get me.
What up, Barbie? Welcome in.
Oh, welcome,
Wonder what-
Barbie.
Wonder what street she's actually been lurking in for real. Stay away from the Park Service.
I don't see it back there, OG. If you try to do a screen share,
I'm setting it up now. This is the first
there
one.
it is. There it is. Let's see what we got.
In that summer of 2020, he was talking about his roommate and he really had it out for his roommate, but he could not really put his finger on why. He was worried about his roommate, but he couldn't tell me what that situation was. It was just a little odd, but that paranoia grew and it factored into his job early 2021. So he immediately quit a job in fall of 2020, and then he got a different job and he immediately quit that one. And all of that, the quitting was due to paranoia. So he perceived things that really just weren't going on. But again, we didn't know that was what was going on. with
Liar.
him.
And it was then his suicide. After that, we were able to put some of these pieces together, and it's easy to hear. And when you see his story, that of course this marijuana use is what led to him taking his life.
In that summer,
I don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't buy that either.
Nope.
It depends.
Yeah, none of the things were happening. He was just paranoid bullshit.
The thing is like I've never liked pot. I don't get particularly paranoid. I just don't like it. But like, that's why I don't keep smoking it. You don't stay high for months, and if you're not enjoying a thing, I don't know.
Whoa, sir. You're just not smoking enough weed to stay high.
You can stay high for a couple of
can
months.
stay high.
It does trail off there.
No,
but
you
towards
can't.
the
'Cause you,
end.
you sleep eventually, and no, I don't care how big your blunt. I mean, like, you have to be really smoking like a fucking maniac to wake up high still.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's not.
Can
It's not
confirm.
impossible.
I do that
Yeah.
fairly often, yeah.
It's not
I do that.
impossible. But to say that somebody did that every day for months, I don't buy it.
No, just do dabs before you go to sleep.
Chill,
bro.
Dabs
I
is
can
real
see-
drugs.
I can see a mental.
Dabs are awesome.
I can see a mental person doing that.
Well, that's kind of the point I was going to make, right?
Mhm.
If you already have a pre-existing condition that your parents didn't pick up on, and then you start doing anything that alters the brain chemistry, you're going to exacerbate that.
Yeah, and that's why I
And-
think that this wasn't just a normal healthy brain that then did weeds.
Right. And I'm
Miss
new to
Donna
that.
also
So-
sent Miss Donna also sent the full story. By the way, I didn't realize that was a clip.
See, my problem with that is that I didn't even hear. You guys all started talking about the weed stuff. I heard her say, "Yeah," and he thought all these things were happening at his workplaces, but they weren't happening. He was just paranoid, or there was shit happening, and you people now don't want to admit to what you were fucking with him about because he had a stutter or whatever, and now he just went and did something horrible, and none of you want to take responsibility for what you've done. That's what I think the fuck actually happened.
Rob, you do it to yourself.
No, I actually
Sure.
can agree with 10th Man there, right? Because a corporate culture that allows this stuff to happen at work where you fuck with somebody because of
Mhm.
seniority or any cultural reason or any
Yep.
political reason, that can lead somebody that has a mental problem to have a lash out against themselves or someone else.
Where did he work at? Do you know?
No, like I said, I have the full story up, but I don't know how much they
Like-
dive into this guy generally.
Depending on the type of job or the company, like the post office, right, has a terrible reputation. Job
Mhm.
sites, like a construction job site, probably going to be worse than most other, like a retail job, for instance.
Different. I would say different, not necessarily worse. Like when you work at a fast food restaurant, especially in a small town, chances are that restaurant's been managed by the same person for the past 8 years, 9 years. That person does the hiring and firing. They've built and constructed their own culture, and they have to have on record where they've hired people they don't necessarily want to hire. And so they'll bring you in, work the dog shit out of you for a day or two, and just be the absolute worst place on earth to work until you quit.
Yeah, that's a small town problem more than a job problem. I would say
But
that
it also applies towards some construction sites and whatnot. They haze the shit out of people when they first show up.
right. And the thing about construction that you don't think that you have as much in like fast food or retail is people who will work there their whole life. So you got the old heads who 30 years later are pissed off that there's a young guy who's technically got the same, he just started, he's got the same official status, but he's, so then that creates that shit.
And I want to
That's
thank
true.
Jeff Harris Dogs for his contribution. I don't have any clips yet, but I do thank you, sir. I've known Jeff for a little while.
Touchy.
The hell was that? Oh,
That was
yeah,
a
yeah.
clip for you.
I thought I was being porn bombed there for a minute. I was like, oh, that's
You
a
were being
3-footer.
puppy bombed. It's a puppy.
17 watching and 13 likes. For you need to get the fuck on up.
Yeah, let's get them likes up, folks.
There's for sure one of those is me because I didn't get like before I came in here.
And I damn sure ain't here to tell anybody how to live their life. That's the last thing I want to do.
I can tell you
I'll
one
be-
thing.
I got you.
In the last couple weeks since I haven't been streaming,
Uh-huh.
I'm in a lot less pain.
I get
So
that
even
makes
when I do
sense.
start streaming again, it's gonna be far and few between. I just can't do it.
It takes a lot of effort. I learned that.
It takes a lot of effort to deal with stupid people.
Jeff, that is a scarcity mindset. You can always find a reason to donate unless you're scared because you got scarcity mindset.
Flo and I had a scarcity mindset the other night because I didn't want to donate for Lindsay's. Hey, that's the best thing to donate for. And people can trash talk all they want. Everybody was having a good time. Everybody was relaxing. So I don't see anything wrong with it other than the strike that came along with it. We're on the wrong platform. But hell, everybody's got to let their hair down and let go sometime. Otherwise, you'll go freaking nuts.
Some strikes are worth it.
What, you get a strike too?
No.
Oh, happens.
Like, not on my channel. They're not worth it, but
Oh, I could care less that I got a strike. It used to bother me, but
StreamYard
I have
don't
another
like me
channel.
much today.
I have another channel if I cared.
Your
Yeah,
backup
and
channel.
both of those things are accurate, of course. He said he's thinking about it since I said that, and of course I'm an asshole, but I'm also probably right. And yeah, both of those are accurate. I what I said was right. Like, I do believe that, but I said it in a very self-serving way.
So, how many rehabs you go to, Flo, Dusty, Taylor?
2.
But it didn't work for you, right?
The second one was better than the first one. The first one was kind of a bougie place. I went there voluntarily after I made bond, so that when I went to court, it would look good. Like, oh, look, he voluntarily went to rehab.
So you went to get out of trouble. Is the reason you went.
Both times.
You
Yeah.
you wasn't looking to quit. You were just looking to cover your ass.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I definitely cared way 1,000% more about going to prison than I did about being free and high. Like,
Ooh.
one is
Yeah.
a much bigger problem than the other.
Not unless you like Uncle Ruckus coming at you, for sure.
So
'Cause
yeah.
I used to work at prisons, state, federal, and then local jail, and it's none of the three were the same, which I didn't understand.
Different institutions running them. Jail's the worst. I don't know. Fed time. I heard Fed time is the easiest, but it's also like, if you get questioned by the Fed, you're doing 5 years at least, right? Like, you can get in trouble with the state and wiggle out of it, but if you get questioned, if the Feds even talk to you, you're probably doing 5 years.
Yeah, and it's what, 85% if you get Fed time. You got to do 85% of your sentence. I think. I could be wrong.
So I don't remember, and I don't know about state time. I know, or Fed time. I know that in, what was it, for every day of good time, or for every day you could earn half a day of good time. So
how long did it take you after you got the second rehab? I don't know if you relapsed between the two.
Mm-hmm.
That you decided, hey, I need to do something different.
It was not immediate. Like, rehab didn't cure me. It was.
Did that letter from Grandma cure you?
Probably backfired, if anything.
That's what I'm thinking.
Uh-huh. No, it's just like, I'm a believer in I'm not a believer in white knuckling away from it. And I believe that it works, but you need to give yourself something else to look for, or to look forward to. And sort of the further away I got from, rock bottom, then the more appealing other life became, right? So it's kind of the irony, I think, of the legal system, is that it puts you in a paradigm in which you want the substance more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase that for you to make it more correct. Need.
Yeah.
You do these things when you're stressed, when you're having problems, when you're confused, when you don't know what to do, whatever, right? Whatever your particular trigger is. And then you add to that the need to show up on time, show up with money, be there sober, and the whole thing. You add more stress to an individual who's already fucking up because of the stress that's in his life. That's what you get for having one of them bitch lighters.
Who is that? Dusty. Where's the blowtorch? I knew it. Hell, I've gone as far as to put. But no, I ain't gonna say that because somebody get hurt. Never mind.
I buy the big packs of Bic lighters they sell that they have at the gas station, and then they're like less than $1. They're 75 cents a piece, and I just got 50 of them in my closet.
So here's the thing.
Damn.
I can blame this lighter situation squarely on Katie.
Of
She has the
everything is
ability-
always Katie's fault. I've noticed
How
that.
dare you? The most
She has
beautiful.
the ability to migrate 1,000 lighters
Yes.
in 1 hour from one
Never
room
mind.
to the other room. They're all
I
on the
take it
window
back.
sill in the bedroom now.
Yep.
Well, I got a
My
question
husband
for
does
you.
the same thing.
How hard would it be for you to get up and walk over and retrieve one of them lighters?
Take them all. Take them all, every last one. That's what I would do.
Significantly harder than leaning over and picking this up.
Take them all.
I used to stick a paper. No, never mind.
Chuck
Oh.
giving us lessons.
Toaster will work too.
We might have to change the name of this stream.
I'm telling you. What do we got here, OG? I see the scarlet A upon the woman.
This is the full story. It's 16 minutes, the full story of that what we just watched.
That little clip.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
Welcome to Liz Collin Reports. On the podcast, a Twin Cities family shares their heartbreaking message against making marijuana legal in Minnesota. Heather Backus lost her son 2 summers ago. 21-year-old Randy Backus III took his own life suffering from cannabis-induced psychosis. Heather was
Yep.
kind enough to join me.
Bullshit.
wanting to
I
warn
can
other
tell by
parents
looking at that
before
guy.
it's
He's already
too late,
fucked
as
up.
Bills are moving quickly through the DFL
Hey,
control
gay.
Senate in St. Paul to
Is that
make
mom?
recreational marijuana legal.
She fucked
Yeah.
up.
It looks
Heather,
like
thank you so
it.
much for being my guest on the podcast.
Pause.
Thanks for having me here, Liz.
That bitch is the reason why he died. Look how
Oh,
neurotic she
Lord.
looks already.
Oh my God, what a horrible pause.
I'm telling you.
How did
I'm
the
gonna
chick
go-
on the left shift her eyeball?
I know. She's a fucking pod person.
For sure.
All right, hold on. The chick on the right, she's the mom. What I'm seeing in this woman is extremely stressful, but someone who is medicating that stress. My guess
Yep.
would be
Oh, yep,
benzos,
yep.
possibly lithium. Something about her eyes says lithium.
Her eyelids are too far down her face. Her mouth is too pursed. She's a
She
stone
blinks
cold.
her eyes independently like a lizard.
She's a stone cold bitch with a fat prescription to something.
Right. She's prescribed it, and so it's not an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Elvis Presley.
That kid's mental illness came from her, just from her neurotic behavior. I'm telling you right now. I can tell. She didn't have to say anything yet. I can see it just by her bitch face.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Wait,
Yeah.
listen to her talk. Wait. I guarantee it. Watch. You're all gonna pick up on it.
Eye-opening, I think, for parents. If you could just start there, tell us about your son, the kind of kid that he was. Again, the story I think is so relatable to so many of us.
Yeah, so our son was
No, it's
second
not.
of 4 children, and he was a very creative
You
little
just
soul.
want.
He liked art. He played.
You don't want it to be
sports.
relate.
You know, he was just a
It's
pretty
not
normal kid.
relatable.
He
I don't know not
This
one
ain't even-
single.
And we did
Yeah,
have
like,
him
This
I know
ain't
nobody
even her real
in his
voice.
childhood prior to the age of 17.
This is
How
the
many people-
voice.
You know, he was involved.
Sorry.
in sports
How many
and
people on the panel know anybody who's
with
self-deleted
family
from
activities,
marijuana-induced
tried to do all
or
the
psychosis?
Zero.
do to raise happy,
Right.
healthy
It's not
I know.
relatable to anybody.
And unfortunately, when
I
he
know
was
alcoholics that have.
using
Okay,
Right
but that's
now-
not at all, that's not what we're talking about.
That woman is
Right.
talking in the voice that your mother answers the phone with.
and then with that,
She's not. That's not her regular voice.
and it just started down the path of addiction that was bad for our family.
And Heather, you've
This
talked
is a
about
blame
but
game.
You're obviously never okay.
Yep.
No parent ever would be
Yep.
okay. You know, when he starts using.
I
I know
agree.
2 people who
marijuana
suffer from
at such a young
marijuana-induced
age, but you
psychosis.
really
I've
tried
seen it
I
twice.
wish.
in
to get
all of
him
my
help.
days.
But
Twice.
explain that journey a bit for people.
So when he was 15, of course, it wasn't okay for us. We grew up in the 80s, so people did use marijuana in the 80s, and we just didn't want him to be a stoner or something like that. So we would have consequences in place, and we made it clear, just due to addiction runs like in my family and in my husband's family. So it was something that we knew we wanted to make our kids aware of. And so we tried to talk to them about it and share the dangers. What we didn't know was that today's product is so much more potent and strong than what it used to be. And we didn't know all the consequences the use could have. That said, we always had consequences in place for him, be it taking away his phone or taking away car privileges, whatever it might be, to help him understand that
Look at her eyes in these pictures.
But when it
She
comes
is
down to it,
sedated
as much as we
now.
wanted to help him understand,
Her eyes blink independently.
kids
It's
use
wrong.
it is so strong that they are very easily hooked, and they're given this knowledge that because it's legal, it's safe and it's okay. And if they go on to a website like leafly.com or something like that, they see all the benefits of it rather than the reality and the science that shows that it's not safe for a developing brain.
That
These
one kid
concentrates,
that you harassed
you're
for
talking
20
about this,
years
what was going on in the 70s
self-deleted,
80s,
and
which
that's
was really
everybody
a
else's fault because they smoke weed.
product
Okay, lady.
some time to discover.
I
But you're
believe
actually
her.
seeing changes
Why?
in his behavior while he's using, right?
Yes, and so with him,
Why?
we had him tested many times when he
For
was
the
a
fact
child.
that
It wasn't until he started
she
using
said,
that
well,
he added
I
anxiety and depression.
put a little blame on
to his
them because
diagnosis.
according to her,
Prior
he's
to
been
that
a
was just
stoner even when he
ADHD,
was
mild dyslexia,
in his
and he
teens.
had some executive functioning skills.
Why do you
But
believe that
again,
this
a
is
lot of
anything
kids
other
have
than
those,
a
but once
parent
they
of a
start
of
using
a self deletion
drugs, specifically
looking for
marijuana,
something to
the
blame
way
and then
it
getting
reacts
traction
in the
because
brain,
police
it
unions love
causes
this shit?
kind of a
There's
need, and it
billions of
No,
people that smoke
I'm with
weed.
you on that. I'm
And
with
Okay, then
you.
why do you say
ADHD
shit that makes me
aged into the
crazy,
80s
Chuck?
and 90s
I'm
2 to
sorry.
5%, whereas today the concentrates.
Flo be like, I can't quit you, Chuck.
Like, I
Whoa.
swear to God, it's just like sometimes he just takes some sides, and then it's like, you don't even agree with the side. You just saying that to make me crazy.
Is that rifle, the sniper rifle?
No, it's
kind of
not. That's your
reactions.
memory. That's your memory. This is just you fucking with me or something.
I'm here for it. We need more of it. I think it's great.
I need popcorn.
Sasquatch taught me well.
Okay, so here's the thing. First things first. Let's put one thing to bed. There's no weed psychosis in this case. They are full of shit. That is a lie, a bald-faced lie, and they know it.
The
Allow
boy
me to
had
explain.
the boy.
Allow me
had
to
issues.
explain.
Yes, sir.
Can I say one thing first?
reason
Does anybody notice that the demon bitch's fucking green screen ain't working? Good.
Yeah, she's an amateur. Obviously, it's the drugs talking. He been smoking weed for years, according to her, right? When you have weed psychosis, you smoke weed once, and maybe later someone convinces you to smoke it again, and they end up taking care of your ass for like the next 4 hours, trying to fucking talk you down off the damn high rise or whatever the fuck it is. That people who do that do not smoke weed habitually. That is not a thing. Now, something else may have been added to the equation, like PCP or meth or something he didn't expect, whatever. I don't know, but weed is being strung up on a petard right here. It has nothing to do with this case, really. She just wants something to blame.
She wants something to blame. And like I said, there's a lot of police unions that are looking for exactly this profile of person to get behind, because police unions are the number one institution, besides alcohol retailers, I believe, who are opposed to legalization of marijuana.
Well, I know in our state it's all completely still illegal.
It is here too, but if you look at where it's been legalized, the number one institutional opposition is police unions. Cops want to be able to specifically, I believe, search cars because they say
I smell marijuana. That's what they want. That is the desire, is to have the free pass to do whatever the fuck they want to do, because all they have to do is say, I smell marijuana, and then your whole car is their possession.
I know that the one improper reply to give to them when they say that, I did that once. I said, well, hell, I just farted. Cop did not appreciate a good sense of humor.
There's a story I watched earlier.
Was that was that a Georgia State Trooper by chance?
Yes, it might have been.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't get shot.
It's quite a long video I watched earlier off John Lang, the guy who invented Audit to Audit, and he I believe it was Tennessee, because that's why I made note of it in my head to mention it to Chuck. These same cops, within like, I think it was 24 hours, unalived 2 mentally ill people, or people that were having some type of problem, that had knives.
Psychosis, yep.
No. The person wasn't even responding or speaking. The one guy wasn't responding or speaking. So he could have been having a stroke, you don't know. So the issue is when they showed up to the second guy, only one person had a taser. No one else had tasers. And everything was pretty much fine. The guy was holding the knife. For the second one, the first one, they pushed their way into his house, which I think that's going to be a big problem. But the second one, the guy was standing there with the knife. After 11 minutes approximately, they got him calmed down. It looked like they were about to get him to put the knife down. His sister came, like he wasn't talking. Like he was. I think he could have been having a mental break. Who knows? Maybe he was having a stroke. You don't know. Could have been seeing zombies.
Does this tie into anything?
Kind of. Maybe not.
Need that
Just
airplane.
about Tennessee, so I throw it in.
Yeah, we're fucked up down here.
And the one cop just jumps out of his car as soon as he gets there, walks up as fast as he can, starts screaming at the guy, drawing his attention. The guy starts walking towards him. Pop, 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 pop. He instigated that on purpose.
Who did?
The cop. He
How did
came
he
onto the
get-
scene
Right.
by coming onto the scene and screaming at somebody who obviously was not in control of their faculties at that moment.
Oh, in order to cause him to react to it.
Right. He did it on purpose. You can tell he did it on purpose. He came up and said, "You're going to drop that knife or I'm going to shoot you." That was it.
Well, he dropped the knife, didn't he?
You'll see how it turns out.
The one that pissed me off the most in the past recent, I don't know, 4 years ago or so, there was a kid who was 16 or 17. I mean, barely a kid, but he was a kid. And he was out with some friends earlier that day with one of those little spring-loaded BB guns, you know?
Oh, yeah, airsoft. Yeah.
It's not even it's not airsoft. It's technically like a
Oh,
copperhead BB.
The one from Walmart that looks like a 45. It's got the spring in it.
Right. Okay, so he's out there with one of them things, and he was running around with his friends, and they were doing all kinds of stuff, and calls had come in that some kids were running around with a pistol, and previously that day, the cops had come across the kid and was like, "Hey, you know, you probably shouldn't be walking around waving that shit around like that. Somebody's going to get upset. They've already called the cops." The kids get nervous about the shit, and they all go in different directions, and this one kid who had the pistol goes and sits at a gazebo in the park, and he's like, there was a perfectly reasonable reason he didn't just go home, like his mom wasn't home or whatever, and he had like another 45 minutes, so he just sat down somewhere. And cops get a call from someone else talking about someone waving a gun around at the park. The cops' plan, get this, rather than trying to ask or have any type of interaction, they literally did a drive-by on the kid. Like, they parked down the road, put on all their fucking gear, got his rifle out, got in the passenger seat, and then one cop drove up and drove by real quick while the other cop shot out the window and shot the kid.
I remember that one.
That was the most egregious activity I've ever seen cops perpetrate. That was murder.
Yeah.
Qualified immunity.
They're just a gang, bro.
And I'm all for, qualified immunity ought to go bye-bye. And hopefully it will one day.
So, Pam Bondi got fired, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, did you hear about her husband? So her husband was chatting to some OnlyFans chicks, and then eventually they found out. No, you got no.
I
idea
don't know.
what's coming.
I don't know, but I like how it started out.
So, because I saw this on Tim Dillon earlier today, and I'm like, oh my fucking god!
Oh.
Because they showed the picture and everything. You have no. So they're like, yeah. So then the girls found out that he was Pam Bondi's husband, and they're like, hey, we know that she cheated on you with that other dude, and but we don't want because this is gonna mess up her job if people find out and stuff like that. And, he's like, I don't give a fuck. And so his thing was that he liked to be dommy-mommied by these doms. But they said that he just didn't get it because he kept telling them what to tell him what to do. So they didn't like it, and it just felt weird. And so what he would do is he would dress up like a woman with size H breasts. So when Tim Dillon bought size H breasts off of Amazon, yes.
What is
so
that?
when Tim Dillon bought the size H breasts, he was very furious because he's like, how if those are size H and these are size H, why are his tits bigger than mine? Because Tim Dillon bought size H fake tits for the show.
I can't even conceptualize that. Like, I don't think I've encountered an H.
I'm getting it for you right now.
Heard of it.
Remind me to introduce you to my wife.
I've never heard of it. H.
Dude, I'm not shitting you. I could walk around with my wife's bra on my head. It's not like a beanie cap. It's like one of those fucking metal helmets from like the Middle Ages.
I'll be up in a minute. Just going to show these guys this, and I'm going to take off.
It doesn't do much against arrows, but it'll deflect an actor.
It makes me really happy.
I'm thinking like a size H. That'd be like me and Sasquatch could fit in each one of those bras. That's fucking huge.
Oh, you're never going to believe what I'm about to show you. We're not going to watch it because we don't need to. I told you what you need to know. I just want to show you what the screenshots of this. You're going to be like, what the hell? I'll have it in a second here. This one.
As long as we're not like Barbie and show us a Sears Robux, not Barbie, god damn it. Crispy.
The screenshot of that.
Show us a black and white Sears Roebuck.
Well, I got the color ones too.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. Did you hear she got caged for a couple
For
$100?
$2 Yeah, I heard that.
That's funny to me.
I want to know if she's still sniffling.
I mean, she's still out in these YouTube.
If she's still scamming, she's still sniffling.
There you go.
Oh, I knew we were onto it when that first time when I commented on that. What, do you remember how all that started? She would sniff and I would sniff. I did it every time she did it until someone else noticed it and commented on it. And it ended with a fuck you, Sasquatch.
Too honest.
All right, I got it in the basement there.
All right, I'm working on it. Fat Finger Freddy, wrong fucking button. Try that again. There we go. Boom. Boom. Right, Juan?
Her husband's online with an H cup. Maybe he had. Can you get his tits up? Because his tits are bigger than the tits we bought off Amazon, and I'm kind of mad about that. Maybe, maybe not. Well, no, it seems similar. I got to be honest with you. His tits. Oh wow! I mean,
oh my God! It's Bob. Bob has bitch tits.
Isn't that nice?
Did you say
Suddenly, I'm
Rob?
glad I'm not streaming.
It's Bob. Bob has bitch tits. That's where I'm
Bob.
at. Bob.
Nice.
His name was Robert Paulson.
It's from Fight Club.
Oh, okay. When they went to the men's, what they call that meeting support group?
Testicular
For-
cancer.
No,
Yeah,
the
I
one
have to
with the
admit
big,
that's-
the one with the big tits.
That's pretty funny that was your
Testicular
guy.
cancer.
And then you know what the funniest thing is he literally for the large portion of this show, literally just did my show, where he explained to everybody, you understand, and then he showed Kash Patel. You know, I should find that before I go too, just so you guys can see the people
Well,
that are running your country.
The backstory I got on the Bondi thing for the research I'd done was he was pissed because she didn't follow his orders on releasing the Epstein files in its entirety immediately.
Yeah.
Chuck, I got it backstage.
I'm working on it.
Don't be so mean.
And this
Oh,
is how I
no.
met the big moosey.
Yep.
By the way, that's Meatloaf.
Shrink wrapped in tears.
There it is.
Meatloaf plays Bob.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God.
Knees together.
Meatloaf plays Bob.
Those awkward little steps.
Oh, God, I remember this.
And then something happened. I
Is
let
this
go,
OG?
lost in a losing.
No, that's Meatloaf.
Was freedom.
First off, fuck you,
Oh,
old man.
Black Katie.
No, that was his face.
Knees together.
He
Oh,
cried. He felt safe for the first time
Yeah, that's
in a
his face.
6'7" man's tits.
bosom.
That's not weird at all. Here, I want to show you guys your what's Kash Patel again?
Annoying.
No, whatever the FBI director or
He was the
something.
FBI
Yeah.
director.
Share my screen again. I want to show you guys who he is.
Who you gonna show us, AJ? Oh.
Same thing.
Ritual? This is the ritual. This is a ritual, by the way. Miriam Adelson is sitting in the corner and she's judging his dance. Miriam Adelson, and she's holding up a number based on how good he's doing. And the better he does, it'll be started 4, and then she'll be like 6, and it'll be.
Isn't that nice?
What was that?
His traditional Indian dance or whatever.
Y'all want to see me do that?
That's a clip.
You got to get down, bitch. Oh, move.
Get down tonight.
So,
Get down tonight.
my husband already been here asking me to get out of here, so thanks for having me, everybody, and peace.
All right. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Saved another one from addiction tonight, guys. Good job.
Well, he's been coming by quite a bit. I'm surprised. He wants to drink.
If memory
I said, well,
serves,
go ahead.
when 10th Man gets bit by YouTube, he at least used to. He would just excommunicate the fucking joint for however long it was banned. You'd see him, he would show up, would be a chat. Just
He can't
gone.
quit us.
But we're too good. I mean, he's too, yeah.
Bob
makes
had big
Sasquatch
tits.
retard laugh.
Shut up.
Whoa, you just call Squatch a retard?
I do have a retarded laugh. Wait until
No,
you
no,
actually
every-
tickle me and you hear my anime girl laugh. Then you're gonna really giggle.
We gotta fix.
Emmett picture, that's the best one in your repertoire, I think.
Yes.
Ugh, brother. Ugh.
No,
Yeah.
bro. I missed it. I had to get him to redo it. I was like, Emmett, what was that face you made? The first one, if I could have got it, would have been so much better because it was more authentic.
Emmett's not as innocent as he portrays.
No, Emmett is a closet degen.
Yes, he is. I will agree with that.
Leave
Yep.
Emmett alone. Emmett didn't do
He
anything.
needs to-
Leave it alone.
to
He
stop
needs to
projecting.
face up.
Yep. He'll be
But
happier when he
Sasquatch
comes.
is not pleased.
There's an angry cot.
Oh Lord have mercy, angry hot. That man was higher than a kite when he started his show today.
This is my favorite one to speak easy. And then this one. I got Kieran's bald ass head.
Was that the night he was passed out?
Yeah, that's not his ass out. And I got this one from I got this for
There's no way that's real.
No, it's not real. I wish it was.
I'd have more respect for him if it was, I'd be honest.
Resla takes
My
himself seriously for that.
Oh gee, I sent you the link to the video I meant to send. I sent the wrong one.
You
Better
didn't even
be.
put on my evil one or whatever you call it.
Oh, you mean this one? Concentrated pettiness, bro.
Concentrated pettiness is a good phrase.
That should be a band name.
Donna, I do remember that.
Bro, this was literally like a fusion of concentrated pettiness and directed malice. that gave us this chill.
You know what was happening during that?
That was I forget who it was. It may have been fucking I think it was Hobbit Feet. I can't remember his name. I think he was trying to get on his panel.
Pointy feet? Are you talking about?
Generally specific.
Yes, JS.
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I do be feeling like entitled to GS's panels, even though that I'm usually blocked there for some reason.
Yep.
Well, Donna, to be clear, I didn't go at Chick because she was whining. I went at Chick because she was lying.
Which chick?
The one with the crazy lizard eyes. The one that was saying her kid had weed
Oh, yeah,
psychosis
no.
after
And
smoking
what drives
for
me nuts
fucking 5
about that
years.
is like it's such an obvious, irresponsible fucking lie and a blame shift. Like
That was
if I told you
a hit piece.
if I keel over now and said and Katie goes on saying he died from pistachios, we need to ban pistachios, there would be there's so much more evidence, so many more people smoke weed each day than eat pistachios that she actually has a better claim there.
The fuck is going on here?
This is the
The
one.
Star of David.
This is the one that Miss Donna just sent me.
Human trafficking, impaired, missing.
All right, I'll be listening from the shitter.
Oh, thanks.
Send us money.
I'm here because
Whoa.
we've had
What happened to this
a
dude?
very long 16-year journey as a result of my son being diagnosed with cannabis use disorder and schizophrenia, pretty severe schizophrenia. And so I'm here hopefully to help educate a lot of other families and adults and youth so that they understand the harms of marijuana and how it can change your life. So I think that at the time my son started using, he was about 15, 16, and he was a gifted student, and he was a gifted athlete. He played varsity basketball his freshman year, and would have thought had no interest in drugs, but kids with peer pressure, as senior on the basketball team, introduced it to him, and he was nominated to be homecoming king his freshman year. And I think kids in high school maybe want to be accepted, or do whatever peers do, and that was the start of our life changing and his life changing. And so he failed every class his sophomore year, and all of the teachers knew, because they knew him and knew his reputation, but no one knew what was wrong. And so we had no idea that he had gotten high a few times. We didn't know that he was having a bad reaction to it. And the doctors diagnosed him with teenage depression, which I'm finding marijuana, if it doesn't cause psychosis, it's depression and anxiety are some of the other early on symptoms. But we went through really difficult several years.
The best way to cause anxiety and paranoia is to get a whole bunch of uniformed guys working at 3-letter agencies to come ruin your life because you're fucking with a plant. That'll cause psychosis. That'll cause depression and anxiety and paranoia.
Well, what causes depression, anxiety, and paranoia is thinking about the world, which is what weed makes you do. But the impact it has is it instigates people who already have a predisposition for schizophrenia and depression and anxiety. It exacerbates it especially in developing brains. So for young people, probably shouldn't use marijuana.
I agree with that. Won't get an argument out of me.
But if you start to think deeply about the world, that can give you some depression and anxiety.
How can it give you depression? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, existentialism.
Have you seen the world?
Yeah. So, like the anxiety, I would attribute the reality of the world more to the paranoia and the anxiety, even though it can make you pretty depressed. But the existentialism of it all is pretty depressing. It takes an effort to create meaning in life. You have to put a conscious effort into it, unless you're brainwashed into believing in one at birth. And then if you're brainwashed into believing in one at birth, it has to survive your marijuana usage. You might outthink your brainwashing. And then thinking about like all the war and famine and disease and hate and violence in the world, it's pumped into you like all day, every day by the media. It can cause some rational anxiety, and like I would say, I wouldn't call it paranoia. I would just call it noia.
Because what you can do, though, is you can take your immediate surroundings and make a change with that. And with hopefully it expands. Instead of concentrating on the ills of the world, you start with yourself, and you let it branch out from there.
I don't think so. Not for most people.
Really?
I think you can make a conscious effort to focus on the positive, and that will help you. That will help you at least be balanced, or you could just turn into a positive person if you feel like it. But I don't think most people can affect change on the world. Most
No,
people,
I agree. I agree there.
yeah, that's a rare individual. Most people lack the creativity to even be able to think of a way to do that. Most people aren't creative at all. And then like true creative people, I think, are probably like a tiny percentage of the population.
Oh, what the hell? I don't understand that one at all, Dusty.
What?
I hate to put it on screen. I'll let you read this down in chat. That one caught me off guard.
Hit me up if you need to talk, El Perro.
He's comparing Denizen to weed.
That's
the joke.
Okay.
I make him sad.
You make him
and
sad?
depressed.
Because you won't provide him with pics or what?
Well, I was gonna say, and he's confirming it. He just doesn't understand my outlook, and I'm surprised I'm surprised coming from him because that usually only comes from like really ignorant people who would like lie to themselves about how great everything is.
Everything is great though.
I can't recall ever being depressed in my life, so.
I mean, I remember the day I was born, the doctor slapped my mom. I was so ugly. Oh. Another dad joke goes down in flames.
What goes down in flames?
My dad joke.
Oh, all your jokes suck, Chuck. You're not funny. You're mean.
Well, I mean, when we're talking about turn of the millennium, they just don't carry the same weight that they used to.
I don't know what you're talking about, Chuck. I was just joking.
So this is Chuck's joke going down.
The problem is, Sasquatch, your plane never goes down.
Well, your joke never lands either, bro.
You're right. You're right. All right, let's play this. Let's play this alcoholic woman's troubles here.
And then we put him in Outward Bound, and we turned him around and stopped the marijuana. And then he worked for a couple of years and went to college, had straight A's for the first 3 semesters in college. And then a young man invited him to get high, and it started everything all over again, except this time it went beyond depression. The voices started, hallucinations started, and it was pretty severe. He dropped out of college and drove from Kentucky to Vail, Colorado to join up with some friends who were the friends that he got high with in high school. So anyway, it was really at that period of time that as a parent, I really lost control because I didn't have guardianship. And we went through probably about a 5-year period where he was driving homeless and we couldn't do anything. He was driving, living out of his car, driving from all over the place: Durango, Telluride, Bend, Oregon, California, wherever. But then we were able to get him to come home and stop the marijuana, and we're working on treatments, and it was manageable, I guess, at that point. But then we flew him back he had a job working with my brothers in Illinois, and
My whole state.
he had the psychosis come back. He got high with someone there, and the psychosis came back, and he was suicidal. And then we flew him home to Colorado to see a grandmother who was in the hospital. And at that point in time, there were dispensaries everywhere in Colorado. So he had his first
Illinois
gummy
too.
grant. He had taken one and nothing happened. So he took another one and nothing happened. And then he took a third one, and it hit him very, very
Everything
hard.
happened.
And it was the start
Smash
of
or pass?
driving spree.
That is
where
all
he was
yours,
running
old man.
Pass.
from FBI and Lord
Pass.
knows who. But
It's just what happens when you eat too much weed. Same thing happened to me.
Several month journey before I could get him
Same thing happens to me.
committed into a hospital.
Yeah, it
and,
happens to everybody
eventually
just
get
about.
guardianship.
There's a few people who
But,
just get super,
it's
super
been a
stoned.
long 16 years. Back when COVID started, he was in a long-term care nursing home, and he had voices and hallucinations, nightmares 24 hours a day, every day. And no medication was working. I think at that time he had been on maybe 9 to a dozen different anti-psych meds. None of them worked.
Yeah, makes
and then
sense.
in 2022, we learned that marijuana and street drugs cause treatment-resistant schizophrenia, and that there's a large percentage of treatment-resistant schizophrenia
The hell is she talking
that
about?
can be cured by medication
The
called
receptors in the brain,
we tried that, and it has
your serotonin uptake gets changed.
greatly enhanced his quality of life.
Well, she's blaming it on
We
treatment
didn't know that
centers.
that was the only FDA-approved drug.
No, she's still
that.
blaming it on weed, I think.
So I guess I came today to share things that, looking back in time over those 16 years, I think education and what you're doing here with families, education to the public is huge because, you know, at the time that our kids were in elementary and high school, the state was the leader in legalizing marijuana, and there was no education. You know, they teach our kids about sex and alcohol. You know,
Yeah, it was all
early
about
on in school,
revenue.
but there was no effort to teach them about drugs. And so Colorado has a 2-page state warning that really isn't easily available. And so I feel like our lives would have been significantly different had the state been responsible with education about the harms of marijuana. And so, you know, we've learned that the suicide rate is high, extremely high, with the schizophrenia caused by marijuana. And it's
Oof.
very hard for
There's a medical claim without evidence.
to watch their loved one go through this and not have any rights, and to watch them be homeless, and all the hoops you have to jump through to, if you're lucky enough to get guardianship. And then at that point, things are pretty severe and unfortunate. So looking back, I think education about the drug itself, educating our children, but educating adults on it. So when Garrett was in high school and the teenager on the basketball team introduced him to it, I found out from him that there were other parents that would let the boys sit around and get high in their homes because I guess they thought it was kind of like the Woodstock thing, the low 2 to 5% THC. And it's not. It's unbelievable. you know, that flour today is probably 25% or higher. And so, yeah. So parents need to know that. And another, you know, there's statistics like I've read different statistics. Some say 1 in 7 boys. Some
That's
say
a man, baby.
1 in 5 boys can get schizophrenia from marijuana. So I don't know that those families that sat around and let the boys all get high knew that they were playing Russian roulette with our kids, you know. And so
Those kids were probably going to get schizophrenia anyway.
She's passing the buck.
Education is critical for
And you know,
today,
like
and
you,
then
was she an
regulation in
alcoholic?
addition to
She didn't say.
education.
Oh, I see.
Just judging, I would have to say probably.
If she is, then that probably had more to do with his schizophrenia than him smoking weed. But
Yeah.
smoking weed does trigger it and make it worse. And then it can, like, the symptoms usually don't come on until after full development. So puberty stops like around 27 for men, right? And so that's usually when you get the worst symptoms, is when you're around 25 to 30 years old. And it can bring those on much, much earlier if you smoke too much weed. And then it also can interfere with the treatment too if you're smoking weed, because it changes the way your brain processes serotonin and dopamine.
No two people are the same, so yeah, I can see that. But
it causing it, yeah, she said marijuana caused schizophrenia. I'm not aware of such a thing, according to any medical research that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I ran the same problem when I worked in the vape industry. When the anti-tobacco groups started piling in on us, they did the same thing. They started making these hit pieces that wasn't based on truth, and the government listened to them instead of the science that we had. I used to be an advocate for it. I can't even remember the name of the group because it's been a few years back. But these other groups will make hit pieces, just like, if you ask me, that was a hit piece that was done strictly against the marijuana industry.
You gonna bring up the video I have in the back?
Hold on. Coffee grounds. Give me a second. Okay. Let me see if I can find OG. Oh, wait a minute. His name's Huggy Bear. Here we go.
Bro, I swear to God, hate you,
Somebody
old man.
paid. Somebody paid. I had to do it. You know who it was.
I hate you, Flo.
He paid big money for that one too. More money to fix the computer. I know this guy. Oh, he looks familiar.
And he's gonna hit you. He's gonna hit me with the fucking heart hands, bro.
He loves you, Huggy Bear. What do you think, Dennis?
If you're watching this, the only way
About
for me
what?
to forgive you is for you to pull your pants down and show me your penis.
What? I don't get it.
That sounds like 9 Inch Nails.
And like I said, Chuck, I better see that cup, nigga. I better see your fucking cup. Because I want to know the real reason why Snowfire, Lindsay, and Beth Maul is submitting to you. I want to know how.
You want to know how? I tried to tell you, but you didn't want to know.
All the pigs are all lined up.
The link is in the back if you want to post it to your.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I came here for some down home, redneck out in the backyard conversation.
You got a wrench, you can drop it.
Oh, I can.
Yeah. At least I thought I gave you a wrench.
Maybe some recovery talk, but mostly just backyard bullshitting. Campfire talk, Tennessee style.
Well, I'm not trying to bullshit anybody.
And I step into this fucking dystopian nightmare. It's like I'm in the middle of a fucking Lynch movie.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, it's like the Red Room in Twin Peaks.
Think about it.
I wish I was
dude.
Twin Peaks right now.
Oh, halal.
What's wrong with Booby?
A friend of mine made me watch that entire fucking series. I had no idea what was happening.
I'm telling you, that one was a little hard to follow.
Bruh. So I knew she has like a much higher IQ than I do because that was way too abstract for me.
I like one of my favorite movies from, I think it's from 78 or 87. I can't remember which, but it was called Wizards. It was an animated feature, which was a big thing back in the day. But you had to use a little psychology to analyze the film. Otherwise, you missed the whole damn meaning of it.
Are we done with this video?
What's that?
Are we done with this cannabis video?
Yeah. That's just a hit piece that was done.
Who's Lauren B?
Lauren. If I'm not
Is that
mistaken.
Unicorn Lauren?
If I'm not mistaken.
Holy shit. It figures she got that reference.
Logical Spark, welcome.
I thought I was meeting a new homie. It makes sense it's the old homie.
They're all homies. Beat me, hurt me, whip me, but in the end, love me.
Are you sure that's Lauren Unicorn?
I don't know. No, it might not be, because I do know another Lauren from way back when.
Back in the day when you were a kid, you're not a kid anymore. How you wish you were a kid again?
Back in 42 when I was riding the Pony Express, yeah.
Did the Pony Express still exist in 42?
I'm not sure. It was somewhere in that time frame, I thought, that they were still running, but I could be mistaken. I'd have to go look it up again. It's been a few years. I have to step away from chat just a bit, but I'm going to be listening while I clean and get ready for tomorrow this morning. Okay, Barbie. You're always welcome here. All three of you.
I don't pay attention to how women spell their names. Sorry.
You don't.
Lauren, it's all the same.
Every time I
Lorena.
see Lauren, I always see Lauren Bacall, the actress. Humphrey Bogart's wife. Namaste. There we go. Welcome, Namaste. But I wish there was a easy fix. I wish there was a way out for everybody. but we're not doing them no favors by just putting them out on the street, so to speak. The ones with the psychological issues. But do you lock them up for their own good? I don't know. I don't know what the magic
Schizophrenics?
answer is. Yeah.
I think it depends on their ability to function in society. And I think we should reopen mental institutions. But I'm gonna get
proper
I'm gonna get all Jack
institutions.
Talcott here and say they're gonna require like a fundamental change in the way people treat each other in order for them to
Honestly,
be.
Fuck them. Fuck 'em.
So what does that mean, though? You're just gonna let them roam around society, murdering people on trains?
Well, no, you just drop them where they're at, right?
Yep.
But that's what I just said.
You get a goon squad to go around and eliminate them. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Well, that's not fuck 'em. That requires money, effort, bullets.
All right, fuck them up. How about that?
But, yeah, I agree. What they did with the institutions back then was wrong.
Like I said, I'm in my evil arc. Honestly, you can't fix these people. You can't help these people. You just get screwed over by these type of people. Fuck them.
I mean, I've never been screwed over by a schizophrenic person before.
I got
You
one
never
out
know.
here.
That might be why you get screwed over and you just didn't know it.
Could be.
Actually, I'm already realizing that was incorrect. I'm pretty sure it was reported to HR by a schizophrenic person.
I got a schizophrenic out there that I have no idea where she's at. My middle daughter. I ain't got a clue where she ended up. Because, like you said, there is no mental institutions for them to go to. So they just cut them loose, and who knows?
I just don't think we should give up on people.
I
Like
think we should,
schizophrenia
especially
has
when
a
they tell you
cause.
who you are.
It's
Who they are.
I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe like people have. I don't believe in the self or free will or any of that. The more I learn about neurology and biology, the less I believe in things like that, and the more they look like fairy tales.
How can they be fairy tales?
I'm pretty sure that I can make you schizophrenic by giving you a pill that fucks with your ability to process glutamate and makes you dopamine hypersensitive.
I'd have to take said pill, though.
I believe in that more than I believe in a soul or a free will. So if I can make you schizophrenic, why can't I make you normal?
And I guarantee that ECT doesn't work, or electroshock therapy, whatever they call it. I'm glad they outlawed
ECT,
that.
electroconvulsive therapy. I don't think it's outlawed. I think they use it on schizos.
People aren't going to change, and people are always going to be pieces of shit and then be victims. So, I mean, like, there really isn't nothing to say but say fuck them.
1861 is when the Pony Express went down.
What makes you better than the piece of shit?
How I treat people.
By saying fuck them?
What about the homeless?
Yeah.
That aren't psychological? Put them work camps.
They typically get the help they need or pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I hate that saying, but I knew a lot of homeless people. The ones that didn't want to be homeless weren't within 2 years.
You don't think it's a failure of society if you want to be homeless?
Depends
No, I don't.
Depends on for what and why.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because that would tell me then they have a psychological problem.
No, some people don't want. Some people want to be homeless because they don't have to pay alimony, or they don't like society, or they have mental problems.
Yeah, they don't.
have some type of control.
They don't want to pay for wars in Iraq. They don't want to become corporate tools. They don't want to be consumers.
Yeah, but those people. It's like when you're arguing about abortion and people bring in grape and incest. Those people are like not percents. Like literally a very small proportion.
Hold it
of the
down,
total.
you guys. I gotta go take a piss.
I mean, me personally, man, I've tried to help people, be there for people, and it doesn't matter if they're an addict, just a piece of shit, or homeless. People don't change, and maybe some people have mental illnesses or things that make them snap. But me personally, I'm tired of being tied up in that shit and worrying about people. I spent
Well, what do
a
you-
long time giving a fuck, and like I ain't trying to be tonight will be the night, but like I just don't care anymore.
What do you think the number one cause of homelessness is?
I don't know, Dennison. I'm pretty sure you do though. Or like I don't know.
I mean, I don't think I know, but I don't think it's like people just choosing to be assholes.
I don't think so either.
So it seems like if the state has any authority, if the collective has any authority, then it must come with responsibility. And then we have to have some level of responsibility for whatever that cause is. Because, like you said, people who choose to be homeless are a tiny percentage.
See, man, I've learned the hard way that being understanding to people and being this kind person that people think they want and that people think would be better for society, it's just not hubris and not nihilism, but it's suicidal empathy. It's kind of what's wrong with the society today, because it leads to where people just take advantage of the situation, or they just treat you like shit.
We made an
Doesn't-
entire
it
culture out of
doesn't
that.
act- it doesn't help people. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the people you want to help. It doesn't help the people you care about.
Neither does participating in the system.
It benefits me. I can hoard wealth. I can fucking make something of myself.
You can hoard wealth.
Eventually, yeah. People do it all the time.
Oh, wow. You show me how when you figure it out, then. I see a majority of people getting exploited by the system, and the people who hoard wealth literally make a 0.01% of it.
And then those people further degrade themselves by caring about what everyone else is doing. Trying to help everyone else. They drag themselves lower to people that are just going to take advantage of the system. And even if they are not able, i.e. the homeless, most of those people genuinely... Sorry, Ms. Donna sent me something that made me had a brain fart.
I don't see it as lowering themselves, like, because you're not raising yourself by hoarding wealth. I don't think of it as an achievement or an aspiration. I think of it as an illness. A mental illness.
I think helping people different, and not even helping people, just getting close, becoming friends with people, right? Letting people into your life that stab you in the back, treat you like shit, may or may not have mental issues, and then trying to help people who do have mental issues, trying to help people who are homeless. I think that being that altruistic, I think that is also a mental illness and a problem. I think that that's what destroys the good people on the face of the planet. And for instance, I think that it does make you insane to do this with so many groups of people or so many individuals and get the shit smacked out of you a numerous amount of times and then repeat doing that just for altruism. So, no.
I definitely don't see it that way. I don't see your average schizophrenic person coming nearly as close as like one single rich politician. Never mind the whole lot of them together, or the military, for example, or NATO. Like things that we think are virtuous and that we give our money to and we work for are more insane than the schizophrenic people, in my opinion.
Don't you think you can survive in the system?
Of course. Everybody, most people do.
I got a theory, you can't live your life trying to keep up with the Joneses, You got your wants and your needs. If you take care of your needs and then take the extra and put it away, you will have something.
I don't know. I think a majority of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and they don't even have enough money in their accounts for like an emergency.
Yep. I don't disagree with you. It's a fact.
It's getting worse too. Prices have gone up by 300% and salaries have gone up by 20%. And just like OG was mentioning earlier, now they're talking about dynamic pricing, where like it's literal actual price gouging, which is technically illegal.
You know the most common, because we're living through a societal collapse, whether you want to admit it or not. And the number one thing that will kill you in societal collapse? It's not the army. It's not the military-industrial complex. It's not a lack. Yeah, it's your neighbor. It's the dope head. It's the person that you love and you care about that rats you out or snitches you out or does something stupid, just doesn't listen to you. Or because of emotions does stupid shit. No, harden your fucking heart and don't fucking deal with people. The minute somebody's off, the minute fuck shit happens, you don't owe them an explanation. Just cut fucking ties. Don't help these people. It's fucking. What is the first rule? What is the first thing that happens in insanity? Repeating the same actions and expecting different results. Humans are people. Even if you don't, especially if you should agree with me, especially if you don't believe in free will. Because you don't believe in free will, that means people can't change. And
no, that's not what that means.
If people can't change,
I can give them a pill and change them fundamentally.
Nah, people don't change.
And we do.
It's been this way for tens of thousands.
There's actual functional schizophrenics who don't even hear voice. They don't even have hallucinations anymore. And then there's people who they suffer through schizophrenia, but they would be violent and in prison if they didn't have their meds. And like giving up entirely on that aspect of research, to me, it defeats the purpose of civilization. Fuck it then, let's just all kill each other and take all our shit. Who cares about anyone but yourself? If there's no social contract and no responsibility for the weak or for the defenseless, then there's no authority for anything. So fuck it and just take yours and kill everyone else. And you're asking for a flood of undiagnosed and untreated schizophrenics too, in my opinion. You're going to create a society of drug-addled psychotic people, which I think is exactly what's happening since Reagan shut down the fucking mental hospitals.
Well, I got my opinions, but I think this great kick for the marijuana movement, I can see it for medicinal, but it seems that everybody's more concerned about that green leaf than they are about life. They'll spend their last dollar on that as opposed to buying something to eat for their kids. I see it all the time around here. I can't explain it. I don't know why.
I think those people have a problem. They're addicts.
Yeah. Even though
And
they're
so-
doing pot, that's all they do is pot. But they spend
That's why-
every last dime on it.
I don't think you can just ignore those people and leave them to their own devices. I think that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a society that ignores those people and leaves them to their own devices.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're going to say you want to kill them all, I don't necessarily agree, but I have to stop arguing. If you say you want to control breeding or eliminate those people genetically, again, I have to stop arguing. But being just like, fuck it, don't talk to them, I don't think that's a solution. I think you're creating an environment where you're going to be surrounded by drug addicts, schizos at that point.
And yet society as a whole is promoting it.
And it's
Even
not
though
just
they're not.
schizos. Sorry, it's not just schizos either. Like there's like retarded people and Down syndrome people. They're better people usually.
Yeah, I agree
So-
with you there.
So I'm, you're not
I
going to
don't-
convince me.
I
I'd
don't-
rather have
I don't
like
even- I don't even think
Go
that's
ahead.
true.
you didn't
I
think
don't-
what?
I don't even think that's true.
Oh, I'd rather live next door to a Down syndrome person who's the happy kind of Down syndrome than a normal person.
Why?
Because they're always happy. They're always
no.
positive.
No, they're not.
They're like a ray of
That's
sunshine.
That's what you see. You've never had to do, as far as I know, with you saying that, you've never had to actually live around one of them. They're not always happy. There are times they freak the fuck out and can hurt people. The only reason it doesn't is because most of them have state caregivers.
Yeah, I mean that's just not my life experience. I grew up around kids with Down syndrome, went to school with them, went to church camp with them. They're just like normal kids, but retarded. It's like being perpetually 8 years old.
Yep.
And as long as they live in a loving, caring household, then they're just like any other person. Can they also be evil? Yeah.
Well, can their caregivers also be evil?
That's what I would wonder, right? It's like, where is it
Yeah.
coming from?
Here you got a 6, because I remember there was this family I knew, and the girl was about my age as we're growing up. Well, when she was 16, she was probably 8 or 10 mentally. Well, her stepdad decided she was a fine-looking specimen of a woman. I won't say no more. You know what I'm going to say. And he took advantage of that poor girl. And she had no say-so in the matter. But she was one of the kindest people you could ever been around. Like Dennis was saying, happy-go-lucky. Always saw the positive and never saw a negative. Every day.
And state custody is like a doom sentence, right? Like, I don't think it has to be.
Even still today, there was the government, and I do believe it was, I don't know if it was a federal or state, but they bought an apartment building called the Eisenhower Center, and they converted it to basically a place for the people with psychological problems to go. Well, you put them all in one place with zero supervision, it was a disastrous result. I mean, yeah, without any supervision, all chaos broke loose in there, and I had to move my kid out of there for fear that she would get harmed worse in there than anywhere else, and that's a shame. So yeah, I don't know what the straight up answer is. If we're going to do asylums again, let's do it the right way. You know, maybe some of them racks, you know, you lay them down on the rack and you stretch them out. And oh, wait a minute, wrong one. But yeah, if we're going to put them back in the facility, let's see what we can do to make their life a little bit better, other than making zombies out of them.
I think that there's no right for the authority to enforce anything unless it comes with that responsibility.
I'd have to agree with you there.
So, like, okay, fuck them. Then fuck everything then. No taxes, no laws. I can do whatever I want. You know, like...
Oh, it'd be a disastrous society if we did that. Though, it looks like we're headed the way the Romans were, too.
I think we are Rome.
Especially given the amount of degeneracy going on. I'd have to agree with you 100%.
Well, as a degenerate, I resemble that remark, so...
Are you a concubine by chance?
No. I wouldn't mind being a concubine, though, to like a rich and powerful, sexy woman.
Well, back in the Roman days, there was the boys that got put to work in the men's bathhouse.
No, it'd have to be a female, and we'd have to be like the love and passion relationship, and like the marriage was arranged by her family so that she could join her property in the kingdom.
What are you laughing about? That get you excited talking about the king and the properties?
No, Denison's fucking romance novel he just wrote. Denison be reading the fucking Fabio books at all like,
yeah, like, because I'm not really even sharing her at that point, right? Like, she probably doesn't even like the guy, and she's forced to have sex with him every 18 months so that there can be an heir, you know? But I spend, you know, all the time in her chambers. And then a king is born, and the king doesn't even know that it's my lineage.
As a peasant.
This is sounding better and better, actually.
Denison is like, I am both the cuck and the cucker.
My name is Wilson. I'll just sit over here in this chair.
And then every time she's like with her husband, I lash out and I travel and I leave the court and travel into the countryside and have an affair with a peasant woman for like a few weeks to a few months.
The farmer's daughter.
I like it. Simpler times, simpler times.
Simpler ways. Well, that's what I'm saying. You gotta. I don't think you can do anything on the, what do they call it, the macro. Not less. I mean, when is the last time we had someone like a JFK or MLK? You know, that type. You know, MLK wasn't exactly the the best representative. Come to find out, but he was
I mean,
propped
because he
up.
liked extra booty.
Yeah,
I don't
It's
know, man.
also
I
a
can't.
communist.
I've never. I mean, according to everyone on YouTube, so am I. And according to the other half of the people on YouTube, I'm a right wing extremist, and
what?
then there's a whole other sector of YouTube that thinks I'm MAGA. But I
Wow,
don't.
I would have never guessed that.
I've never. I've never cheated ever in my life. Not even like what's the word? Platonically, like without sex,
Yeah,
like dating or flirting or anything behind the other person's back. But I don't think what MLK did was necessarily immoral. I think men are kind of just made that way.
well, I think they're living in the lower essence of being when you do that. You're giving up your.
I don't know, man. Pussy makes me feel higher.
Higher and higher. Ah. Well, I remember when Planned Parenthood was developed, and it was for population control originally, but it seemed like a whole bunch of rich shits needed that services because they couldn't be good.
What the fuck is up with telescopic forks?
Telescopic forks.
Yeah, I'm buying all new flatware.
Is that an extendable fork?
Yeah, it's a majority of the search results on Amazon.
Holy
like
shit.
you're a loser if you don't buy a telescopic fork. Like a vast majority of the results.
I never heard of such a thing, to be honest with you. I mean, I got fine silver. I don't need no.
The way it looks, it's like, yeah, it's like if I wanted to eat something that I dropped down between the carburetor and the manifold in my Dodge, like.
Is it like a back scratcher? You know how the back
Yeah.
scratchers?
It looks like a cross between a back scratcher and like one of those, the telescopic magnets that you drop down into an engine to pull out when you drop a fucking bolt in there.
Yo, those things come in clutch, dog.
Yeah.
I used to get mad. I used to get mad when I drop bolts. Now I just whip that bitch out and it come on, motherfucker. Yeah. In other news, Black Rifle Coffee Company has collapsed, which I'm very happy about.
Why?
Say what? Say that again.
Black Rifle Coffee Company.
Why you don't like them?
What
I don't like brovet culture, and I don't like the whole fake masculinities, titties, bacon, and beer, and then just like the way it latched onto the political conservative movement. And then like Black Rifle Coffee Company was actually.
Well, it was veterans only.
And it wasn't. It was owned by two small hats, who then proceeded to bash Kyle Rittenhouse in 2020, and then was outed as being glowies in the New York Times in 2021, and then they started talking shit.
You're mixing things. What caused them to go under? Does it say?
Nope. They just shit on their conservative and right wing people who bought their stuff.
Chapter 7, Chapter 11, or they just shut the doors?
Oh no. They're not done and down. Their stock went from $17.50 per share to 76 cents per share.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I
That
got
they
some
can't even be
shares.
listed on the Nasdaq anymore.
I got some shares around here that were valued at a penny.
if you bought $100,000 of BlackRock Kifel Company in 2022, you would have $5,240 today.
If you bought how much?
$100,000.
God damn, that's like some fucking.
It's a 94% drop, almost 95.
Well, there's a lot of companies, big companies out there struggling too. They're talking about making these, you know how they do with the Kentucky Fried Chicken and Pizza Hut, you know, the half and half restaurant. They talking about doing that with Applebee's and IHOP because business is so bad. Well, duh, inflation, you dipstick.
Inflation. Inflate. We ain't even got to the tip of inflation that's going to happen.
I know, because
2/3 of our money.
back when Carter was president, my house loan was 10.8% for the mortgage, and then the car note was 32%.
I do the same thing. If I were a dictator, I would raise interest rates instead of lowering them.
That's
Oh
about the
yeah,
only way
most
to fight-
definitely.
That's the only way to fight inflation, though.
I
And
would also
also
implement price caps, though. So
today,
there's that
China jumped a
communism.
bunch of their U.S. bonds or treasuries. They sold
Yeah,
them
China.
off for.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
fine. China doesn't really hold that much of our debt. They don't really matter. The reason China matters is because we're addicted to cheap goods and credit and spending. And I would try to change that by encouraging Americans to save money so that they could actually like pay for things by putting money in a bank account and leaving it there and buying certificates again, and then I would try to manipulate the yield on treasury bonds to increase those as well. If I were a dictator, I would just declare it. I would just increase the return on treasury bonds.
But everybody's got to have the Escalade in the driveway. You know, the hi-fi, Wi-Fi video device.
Yes, not everybody does. That's the thing. And I would love to see like all of that wealth get reabsorbed into the market at like ridiculously low prices. Like I would love to see the people in the ghetto who are driving around in Escalades have to sell their Escalade for a fraction of what they paid for it, so that somebody else could use it to start a fleet of Escalades, or to flip it over for money, and that money goes back into the economy, or to buy multiple Escalades or start a business that requires an Escalade.
Yeah.
Really create financial opportunities for people, get the government out of the way and incentivize people to save and to, eliminate debt.
Dennis in a speed running, getting shot by a random crazy person as a politician.
And, that because I see those people better off for it, without their Escalade, with more savings, and then, better paying jobs and lower prices. And yes, less choice.
Well, then we have to do away with welfare programs.
I don't think you need to do away with them. I just think we need to stop giving them to the rich. Yeah, I think if you end welfare programs for oil companies and stop paying people like Joe Biden Social Security, then I mean, I'm sorry, but he's a millionaire. He doesn't need a retirement plan from the government.
Well, the thing, there's a big hitch in your plan when you mention the Escalades and the ghetto. Chuck, if you want to play the video, I got queued up.
Oh, sure will.
I'm saying you're gonna see a lot of white boys become really creative repo men. I'm just saying.
You're gonna see the collapse of a country because we've allowed certain demographics to act retarded for so long that to get them under control would require a level of oppression that people are too retarded to do. Because once you allow those demographics to act that way, your main population, i.e., white people, begin to act that way, and people kind of don't want to give up their Escalades and their debt when they can get what they want immediately and deal with the consequences later. This video is called "Selling to the Negro," and it is something that was like promoted and pushed by a lot of the big box sellers back in the 1950s.
Don't get me wrong. If I'm dictator, I'm not gonna just be all sunshine and rainbows. And I think you'd be surprised if all our police weren't harassing normal, everyday, middle-class citizens for their fucking insurance money and for speeding and looking for drugs that shouldn't even be illegal and harassing people for no fucking reason and looking for crime. And you actually hired badass motherfuckers and put them in places where there is crime and gave them directives and the ability to fight it.
I understand where you're coming from. Trust me, I got a fucking ticket that I believe is going to be $500, but I got a ticket for littering. And when I called the county clerk, they're like, "Oh yeah, no, I didn't even know we gave those out." So yeah, no, trust me, I understand petty cops doing stupid petty shit to lower class and middle class people. Like, I get it, but all of these problems are issues. They're not the cause; they're a symptom. And this video encapsulates what I'm getting at right here, because this video is not just about black folks now. It's literally this is how to sell to every American now, especially if you can get them a line of credit.
Here is what sales psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that.
What is it?
People want to be recognized.
Recognition, brand recognition, brand.
They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off-brands. You see, for a long time, the Negro has been sold a lot of shoddy, second-class merchandise. So now he asks for name brands in order to make sure he gets his money's worth. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystal.
Now, every time this man says Negro, this is not just to black people. This is literally psychology that they run on everyone.
Yeah, I was just thinking there's like a little bit of like Wiggerism, right? But at the same time, then he elaborated, and I was like, holy shit, they sold us 2 generations of bullshit Chinese crap that made us sick before it broke 3 days before the warranty expired to make us the same exact fucking way. There's no more quality shit for us anymore either, so we pay twice as much for shit with a fucking apple on the top of it.
Yep. And that's the thing, right? And I've said that back when I was a racist, one of the things that I would literally talk about with pro-white groups and on white nationalist panels is everything they did to black folks from the 1900s onward was an experiment to do what they could get away with larger society.
Word.
And it worked. It worked every step of the fucking way. They got the blacks addicted to fucking crack cocaine. They got the whites addicted to opiates. Every single thing that has been done or befallen the black community was an experiment on how they can control greater society. By greater society, I mean every ethnic group, every religious group, everything. Human psychology has not changed. Only our technology has changed. And as long as you have an entire apparatus of governments and corporations doing this shit, the fucking schizophrenic, the evils, and the bad people that stab each other in the back, all that shit, those people will still exist and grow. And we will not be able to do anything about it until we deal with these problems. Because these problems are what create more of those people. So, honestly, fuck them and just ride out the Kali Yuga, man. I don't know what to say. Because we can't take on the government. We can't do any actual fucking change. And if we talk about how we actually can, then we just go to fucking prison. And then you effectively can do nothing. It's literally lessons that I've learned. I've had to get smacked into my fucking head the hard way. Because I want to be that rebel. I want to be that person that stands up for truth and is always trying to be empathetic. But it has gotten me hurt and broken every single time.
No, yeah, you can't do it alone.
People think I'm just talking about people on the internet. No, my actual family, IRL friends. Doesn't matter if it's the internet. When it comes to the internet, people are literally treating you how they would treat you in a much direct way. These people that do these horrible shit on the internet, they would do this type of shit in real life. They would just be more sneaky about it because you could hit them. And there's direct repercussions in real life. But these people, they're not changing who they are because they're on the internet. No. They're not unafraid because of the consequences. No. They're pieces of shit that would do the similar things and blah, 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 blah. Joe, you're brown. Be quiet. Come up on panel if you want to talk shit. And you know I'm right, motherfucker. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say because all of this shit, people will watch this and laugh and be like, "Ah, black people are so stupid." It's nah, bro. That's literally what they've done to us. Talk to a boomer about not getting a loan to buy something frivolous that they don't need and telling them to save up, and they'll be like, "But I want it now." It's fucking crazy.
I experienced a little bit of that. Because I was too young to have a credit card, but I just committed crimes. So I witnessed what it was like at the tail end of the 80s and early 90s, how easy it was to get credit, bro. You wouldn't, as someone who's younger than 35, as you put it, you wouldn't even recognize it as America. You wouldn't even get it. It'd be like Somalia to you. It was the wild, wild west. I made credit cards in my desktop. And you could just call banks and ask them for money that didn't belong to you.
That's crazy.
And so you got to think about it. Not only is that a lack of security that doesn't exist today, but they're obviously not verifying that I have the money to pay it back. I'm a kid. I don't work. The only money I have is from trading comics and selling illegal computer parts.
Allowing parents to take out credit or get bills put in their kid's name should have been illegal.
I'm pretty sure it was, bro. They just did it anyway.
That's crazy. Anyway, let's watch some more of this video.
But she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made. So remember, the Negro buys quality merchandise. That's the second important point. And here's the third thing to remember when selling to a Negro customer. When he specifically asks for one thing, don't try to sell him something else. Don't try to switch him at the point of sale. If you do, he'll probably react something like this.
Doesn't he think I've got the money to pay for it?
There's a reason for this reaction. Again, because he's had experience with cheap merchandise, the Negro resents being offered a substitute. He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale. These are the keys to selling the Negro customer. Another point. The Negro family does things together, as a group. The family works as a unit. It lives as a unit, and it buys as a unit. When you sell to one member...
Funny that he would mention that, giving what would happen in the next couple of decades to destroy the black family, which would then go on to be used to destroy every other group's family unit. All of these things literally apply to everyone. It's crazy to me. No, when I hired Dennison as a fucking stanchman's got me scheming.
I can't do that shit anymore, bro.
It's also true that many places of entertainment are still closed to the Negro. So he spends more of his money for the things that are available to him, often for items that are considered luxuries. Another trait of the Negro market is the fact that it is a pre-sold market. We know that the Negro buys by brand, and he buys the brands that he knows something about. Where does the Negro buyer get this information? We know that Negro customers are turning more and more to the publications that are tailored specifically to their needs, that give them the news and the information that they want to read about. Many leading businessmen and companies already know this. That's why so many of them are taking this direct, sure route of reaching the Negro customer. The vice president of advertising of the Gruen Watch Company, for example, says this.
In many important cities throughout the United States, Negroes are important customers of the credit jeweler. Therefore, it seemed that Ebony magazine would be a very important advertising medium for us. We would say it was very well received. And
that's pretty much the point of the video, though. So that's all I got. That's all I got.
Joe didn't come up?
No.
I didn't see him.
He pointed up at the screen and he was like, that's bait.
The Negro.
It wasn't bait. Like, that's legitimate factual. Everything that was done to black people, all this, I don't even know what to call it. All of this
social engineering.
Yeah, social engineering that was experimented on them was then used on greater society. And nobody cared, and nobody cared until it happened to their group, and now it's happening to all of us.
Are you saying we'll all be Negroes?
We already are. Look at how the Negro is treated by society, and look how corporations and government treat everyday citizens now.
I think they treat us just fine, don't you?
No. The fuck?
I mean, they hand us everything we need, even when we don't need it or want it. Yeah, somebody. I hope somebody comes along and we'll get control of this fucking situation. 'Cause I'm like,
Iran,
Denny, if they put me in charge as a emperor or whatever, there'll be some massive changes. What about Iran?
Iran. Apparently, we got the pilots out from the F-15 and the A-10.
Ah,
Man,
A-10.
we're getting really humbled by Iran right now.
Did we shoot down the A-10?
No,
They
Iran
did.
shot down an F-15 and an A-10 today or yesterday.
Well, they got some new air defense systems from Russia that were brought in. I don't know how they got there, but they were brought in.
Well, Russia's like two can play at that Patriot missile game, bitch.
Yeah, if you're gonna do something like this, you got to be in it to win it, not fucking dick around.
And that's the problem. The U.S. hasn't been in it to win a war since World War II.
Exactly. In fact,
I don't
World
even
War II was the last war we were in.
I don't even think we're actually capable of winning or fighting a conflict like that anymore.
I think we are, but if you're gonna do it, you got to go balls deep. You can't pussyfoot around.
Brother, you've got large swaths of Muslims serving in our military that say that they won't fight a Muslim country. You've got
Drop them where they stand.
You've got a political divide between right-wing and left-wing Americans that is unfixable at this point in time. Like, big things are going to occur. And I even said this when the Charlie Kirk thing happened. It's only going to get worse. And people
I
are like,
agree.
no. People
agree.
People are, oh no, you're a doomsayer, da 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 da. No, it's only going to get worse. And it's only gotten worse. Like, it is what it is.
It will be what, yep. There's no doubt about that. Where's my... Yeah, all I know is that if Walmart does switch all their stores by the end of the year to the Diversive or whatever you called it.
Damn, it's gotta suck, dude. 15,000 sorties and you're the only dude to get shot down. You know they're gonna razz that guy.
But he's not going to be the only one. The A-10 pilot's going to get fucked with.
Well, the A-10 pilot made it out of Iran at least.
The A-10 is not made for combat where you still got enemy because it flies so slow. It's kind of like a sitting duck if you don't have all the air defense knocked out. Uh, 11,000 U.S. stories. That's a lot of fucking flying. I know they just went yesterday and pulled two KC-135s out of the boneyard. I guess in Arizona or wherever it's at.
What's that plane do?
It's a refueler. What's up, Miss Margot?
Hey.
You're up late.
I know. The airplane graveyard is in Tucson.
Yeah, Arizona, right? Or Mexico?
What?
I said the boneyard. Where's it at?
Tucson.
Oh, is it in Tucson?
Yep. It's huge.
Oh, yeah, I saw a picture of it today. It is huge. But
Happy
with the
almost Easter, you guys.
almost Easter, it is Easter, ain't it? Well, for us it is.
Well, for you it is.
I gotta go get this bunny out so he can drop his eggs.
No, the Easter Bunny does that. You don't have to do that.
Oh, I was gonna abuse the Easter bunny. No, I thought I had to abuse the bunny in order to get the eggs.
What's new in YouTube land? What have I missed?
The only thing I know of is Talcott's still a lunatic, and there's a major skirmish between Miss Sarah and Mr. Flo.
Oh, I did hear that rumor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a rumor. It's happening.
Wow, that's kind of big news.
Oh, it was. I was up all night last night. Both of them were streaming all night long.
Wow.
It's like kids, settle down, kids. Just pick up the phone and talk to each other. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that dude. I
Do
ain't
they ever
talking
have a
this.
relationship or is it just purely online?
I'm assuming it's purely online. Though they did meet because she had to go to Kansas City for a funeral. So Flo did get to meet Mrs. Tomato, Miss Tomato, oh, the Mama Tomato. I can't even talk right. And Sarah and them, they were going to a funeral. And I'm sure it was just a quick, how do you do, hi type thing. But it went south rather quickly.
Wow. Hey, how much money do you think Talcott has left?
Of his house money,
Well, you
I
know,
want to say maybe 20, 25, maybe.
well, he says he doesn't keep secrets, so he should probably tell somebody.
Although he's also got some sort of contributor behind the scenes too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But the way he's talking about kind of the outlook on things, I think that the fund might be running kind of low. He might not even have as much as I said.
Huh.
And well, we know what the situation is. That's why we were talking about making asylums again a while ago. Give these folks somewhere to go.
Well, I mean, anyone funding him is just prolonging the insanity to continue.
Well, and I that may have run out too because that's a trend I noticed on all the YouTube channels is the donations aren't exactly there like they used to be because nobody's got it. You know? So if you're in it for the money, you know, as a living, I don't know if it's sustainable or not. You know, YouTube is income.
I don't think it is.
That's what it's looking like to me too. There's going to be some people that are going to be scratching their head saying, "What happened?"
Well, in Talcott's situation, it'll be someone else's fault.
Yeah. I wish him the best, whatever endeavor he's on, he has. But I suspect what was that old thing when the Batman, same bat channel, same bat time.
Yeah. How's Sweet Austin? Was he able to get back up on the wagon?
No,
Oh,
it's kicking his ass, I think. All indications are. I hate to see it,
me too. Well, he's had a
but
glimpse. He's had a glimpse of sobriety, so hopefully he'll get sick and tired of being sick and tired again soon.
he's more argumentative now than he was the other night.
Oh,
Yeah, he OG had to backstage and just leave him back there on OG's show today because all he wanted to do was argue and not talk.
sounds like insanity to me.
Oh yes, you want a dose? I'm selling it. I got it by the quart, by the liter.
No, thank you.
I got mason jars. I got the big ones. I got the little ones. Just tell me how much, and we'll run it out there.
I'm retired.
Are you?
Well, from
Oh yeah. Got you
from
now.
drinking
Duh.
alcohol. No, I'll never retire. I love money too much. That's my addiction.
Your job.
Well, I love my job. I mean, I've got an amazing job where I get to, hang out with really cool people. The countries of the people that I get to work with are just, we live in a fucked up world.
Oh, everything's peaches here. I don't see nothing the matter, Ma.
Oh,
Just fine.
well,
You remember that story out of the Big Book? They come out of storm cellar. Paul says, everything looks fine to me. I don't see nothing wrong. That's where we're at, I think. If somebody doesn't do something to turn things around somewhere, somehow, some way. That's like OG was covering a story earlier where Walmart is putting in these electronic displays where the products are on the shelf, and they'll be able to change the prices while you're in the store.
wow.
That diversified pricing, something like that. But they plan to have it installed by the end of 2026, which is this year. Which means I can just only imagine sitting there looking at a can of green beans go from 35 cents up to $2.35.
I bought green beans yesterday and they were $1.99.
I think I paid $1.58 today.
Okay. Well, I was at Safeway.
Yeah, I was at Walmart.
Yeah, that makes sense. I shop. I don't shop well.
I try to shop local when I can, but man, Walmart's so much cheaper. However, since they remodeled these stores last year, and a lot of their products on the shelves is the Walmart, what are the Great Value products?
Yeah.
They're not exactly the highest quality of products.
Well, it's hard to fuck up green beans.
True. But I know, like, if you go to the frozen veggie or frozen fruit section, it's all Great Value. There's no more Bird's Eye, no more Jolly Green Giant. I like my choices. Don't take my choices away from me. Well, we ought to be thankful though. At least we can go buy a can of green beans.
Yep.
Could be worse. That's why I always try to look at the best side of the thing because, like I was telling Denizen earlier, I can only be responsible for my immediate area and hope that it spreads to other people. I'm not going to live in doom and gloom.
Me neither.
But that's how I ended up in the bottom of the bottle was doom and gloom. I'm not going back. I refuse to go back.
Me too.
Ain't no fun. It was fun for a while. Then it became a job within itself. Trying to hide that shit, sneak away to get a sip. It became a full-time occupation.
I just remember always driving home every night, making sure I had enough. I'd become imprisoned by it.
Oh, hell yeah. I wasn't going home unless there was enough.
Making sure I had enough to get me to sleep every night.
Whatever that amount was, that's for sure. When it's total insanity when you think about it.
Well, I think I'm going to hop down. I just wanted to come up and say hi and see what was new.
Well, that's about all I know is new. With them crazy people on the internet.
Can't hear you anymore.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I see that you're talking, but I can't hear you. Maybe it's just me. I'll hop out. Bye, guys.
Okay. What do you guys do to my other shoe? Come on, guy. All right. You got any last words, OG? I guess not. Well, we'll catch everybody later then. Thank you for coming by. Have a good night.